Don't side-eye me. Hey, welcome back. Okay, we are... Well, no, we're not. Millie's here with me.
Yes, I am.
Yep, because she's making me... Where do we start? We start here. So Taylor Swift is finally making her way to Australia with her The Eras tour. And we can't possibly get tickets because we can't afford them.
We
and we also
survive the Great War.
Yep, there's never going to happen. Anyway, so after we cried into our tea for a little while...
Salty tea.
Delicious, our favourite, so tasty. Millie demanded that I make her a Lego Taylor Swift mini doll. She did.
I did.
She's very demanding like that. So we're going to work our way through the outfits. Millie decided first up, Speak Now ball gown, because I love a ball gown. She chose this particular one because not only is it super duper pretty, but Millie, the details.
She announced Speak Now Taylor's version on the same night she wore this dress.
It's so pretty though too.
Yes.
It is the prettiest of them, I think. They're all pretty. No, they're all pretty.
Okay.
They're all pretty. So I've made a background, which is my version of the stage, like my idea of the stage for this particular part of the set. For the set for the set. Oh, now I'm getting really confused. And Millie wants me to make an entire stage, which is never going to happen.
It will.
No way. It's never going to happen unless she nags me a lot, which
I will.
She does. She really
I
does.
do.
Yeah, okay. So, but this is the stage for now.
For now.
So, but to make the mini doll, to make Taylor Swift, which is obviously the most important part here,
Yes.
this is the base that I've decided to use. So, pipe down for a minute because it's important. It is. Shush. So, for the skirt, this is the skirt from the Fairy Godmother from the Sleeping Beauty sets. One of Mia's old tops because it's got the right shape. The right kind of bodice shape. So it's always good if you're going to paint it, you've got something you can follow. And for her head, this is an old Stephanie head because it's got blue eyes and I've put some winged eyeliner on with some black paint. You can do it with a black paint pen, then just fix it up with your fingernail or with a toothpick. And hair. Hair is a real sticking point.
You need it.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does need hair, but choices are a bit slim. So Stephanie's hair, which is... Are you going to gag the whole way through this? Stephanie's hair, which I have never liked, would have worked the best, like, theoretically, because it's got a, straight, it's got a fringe, it's blonde, but it's so horrible that it just can't.
So bad.
Yeah.
The idea of it.
No, it's wrong. Okay. But we have other hair. Stop gagging. We've got this hair, which is actually Lego Hermione hair in blonde. The fringe is good for this. I like the fringe.
Yeah.
But the long part is a little bit curly and a little bit too, like, not sleek enough. So it would do, but shush, it would do. But Aurora's hair would also be okay because once again it's got the fringe, a little bit of motion in the fringe, which I like. I don't really, the curls like down at the bottom, which is wrong. But once again, it would do okay. What else we have? It's a bit slim on the ground for this hairstyle with a fringe. This hair is one that's very sleek and coiffed and really nice, but it doesn't have a fringe at all. So it's nice, it would do, but...
Would it now?
Did I mention that Millie's very demanding? So she made me make some.
I did.
So yeah, so I got my old Fimo polymer clay out. I use Fimo because it has a lower baking point than other polymer clays, which means that I don't melt the Lego. I have never melted a Lego head yet, so it's still time, but not this time. So here's what I came up with. Worked very, very hard, and I really, really like how it ended up. Millie?
Yes, it looks much better.
She's very proud of me. She was so proud when she saw it the first time.
Always proud.
So, always proud, baby.
Okay, then.
Okay, stop. Okay, we stop. But yeah, I'm so, so proud of this. This is my second go at her hair. The first time I used translucent yellow accidentally and it was really wrong. But anyway, it's always better the second time through anyway. And I painted on her red lipstick after everything was baked. Right, next up, the torso.
Yep, needs work.
Of course it needs work. We haven't even started. Millie's just here for quality control.
Yes.
So I actually made the V of the neckline a little bit deeper on my painted version, and this is what we ended up with. It's really
It
pretty.
looks really good.
It's
much
really
better than the original.
Well, the original's just the idea, Millie. You're really not helpful. I didn't know what it looked like at the back when I did this, and I now actually know what it looks like at the back, so I can fix it up because it basically mirrors the front, so I can just add more. So let's have a look at how that looks with the head, which I'm very proud of. I need to be so delicate with this head. Millie thinks she's going to be displaying this in her room when it's all...
I will be.
when it's all finished, but I don't know about that. She has to sleep. You have to sleep at some stage. Okay, so to actually make the glitter on her bodice, I used this, which I actually bought years ago for watercolour, I think, but it's not... I tried using glitter and glue as the sparkles over the top, and the glue just dulls the glitter. So this was perfect. This actually goes on, look, I should have paper. I'll draw on my finger. So sanitary. And now this is going to get everywhere. Here, Millie, let me come here. So I can touch it.
Thank you.
But look, it just gives you a little bit of a sparkle and you can layer it up. So it was just so perfect. It was lucky I have all of this stuff from crafting. Right, for the skirt.
Yeah, skirt time now.
Yeah, okay, all right. So these are actually air dry clays, which I just got for really cheaply at Kmart here in Australia. I haven't used like air drying clay since Pop It like years ago. Ooh. And it used to puff up.
Yeah.
So I've experimented with this. I've actually made 3 versions of this skirt beforehand, but it comes with, the whole set comes with all of this. So there's so much here to practice with. So I'm going to just show you today what I did to make the skirt, and it's a pretty basic idea, but it takes a little bit of fine tuning just to get the balance right for the 3 different layers at 3 different heights and the colors, because we want to ombre the colors as they go up. And eventually the top layer has to be the same shade of purple as her bodice.
Yeah.
So yeah, first layer is the darkest and it's going to be the biggest one. And the air dry clay, this air dry clay was actually really forgiving because it doesn't show up fingerprints, and when it dries, it kind of dries a little bit fluffy looking, which is good with the skirt because the actual skirt looks
it looks
tulle and airy.
Yeah, very light.
Yeah, and net, like the net overlay. And last time I did a tiered skirt, I used polymer clay. It was really heavy and it was hard to kind of get it to shape. This works really, really well. So this is the bottom layer. I've put them between 2 pieces of baking paper to actually squish it down because it makes it easier to get it off. It doesn't stick to the stuff then. And then I just want to stick a hole in the middle, and it really doesn't matter because you'll see in a minute how neatly we do this.
Doesn't it?
It doesn't. It won't matter. You'll see. You didn't see any of this process because you were just merrily enjoying scrolling through Instagram.
Oh, thank you.
In your room.
In my holidays.
Yeah, your holidays while I was doing all the work. But it was really fun. So now if I just put these little stripes in, these are going to make the pleats or the folds of the skirt as they go down. And once again, really forgiving. You can use a toothpick for this. I've probably made this bottom layer a little bit thick for camera. I should probably have made it a little bit thinner, but hopefully it'll turn out all right. And I'll show you the final version that I came up with. This is when I made before. I'll show you that in a minute once we've gone through the whole process of how to do this. It's really simple. If you saw when I made the ballet tutus years and years and years ago, it's the same thing but just smaller and then with layers. So when we stick this over, the form underneath doesn't matter what color it's going to be because you're not going to see it, but it gives you the shape. So you just kind of see how I made a hole in the middle. Now that hole's a lot bigger and so messy, but it doesn't matter because we're going to be putting another layer on top. So
thank goodness.
It's forgiving. It's really forgiving. Even though we've got this weird looking crease over here, it's cool because it's not like just this big oval floof. It's organic. It's got movement. It's got movement, Millie. Let's do it.
Does it?
It's like groovy, man.
Oh, never speak again.
Like way out, dude. Okay, so
what are we doing now? We're mixing.
Okay, we are mixing. Okay, so I put an equal part of purple and white together to try just like half intensity of the colour.
Return.
Oh my god, just give me a second, okay. Like we got a little bit of time here while we're mixing. Speeding this up a bit while I could.
Mix really fast.
Yeah, I've got shut it down. Okay, so this is supposed to be just a little bit shorter than the previous layer and a little bit lighter. So we're getting incrementally lighter as we go along. Exactly the same process as before. I actually want this to be a little bit lighter again. So we're adding a bit more white. There's just a bit of fiddling. Like you just have to muck about with it.
Yeah, just like eyeball it.
Yeah, eyeball it, says the girl who wasn't actually involved in the at all.
I was there emotionally.
You were there, but you were, because I knew that you'd make me go back and do it again.
Yes, you would.
If you didn't like it.
Exactly. I was there.
I was there in spirit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we squish it down. So this is still the second layer. We're doing well. And then poke a hole in the middle.
It.
Yeah, okay, calm down. So we poke a hole in the middle. That's a good yeah.
Good size.
Yeah, it's good size. Do you remember the first? I'll show them the first one I made.
Oh, I do remember.
Yeah,
it's hard to forget.
No, it's practice. You got to practice. Mm-hmm. And you learn something from every single time you do it.
You obviously did learn.
Yeah, I did. Also, sass me less or I'm keeping this in my room. Okay, so this is the next level. No, next layer. It's also a level, but it's a layer. And see how it didn't really matter what that bottom layer looked like, because now this one's over it, layering over
there
it.
you go.
Yeah, see, pretty. It's so pretty and soft, and even looks kind of velvety. I really like this air dry clay. So for the top layer, we're going to make it significantly lighter. I've already got some pre-mixed ones here from the previous times I did it, but I'll mix it up again just for funsies.
Wee.
That's not light enough. So we're doing more mixing. Is everyone still with us here?
Let's hope so.
I feel like Millie and I have we're a little bit lost it a little bit.
Lost it a little bit.
Gone. Done it. Okay, so this is the last layer.
Speedy.
Now I just need to make sure Speedy's the only way. You have no idea how many hours this actually took in reality. You do.
You
because
did
I told
a lot
you.
of complaining.
I did, but it was true. But I enjoyed it. I loved it.
Oh,
I
good.
loved it. I love the end result. And I do
Good.
enjoy challenge, so that's
Yes.
that's cool. This was very fun because I do love a ball gown. And it's Taylor Swift.
Obviously.
So there's no way that this wasn't going to be fun. So this is the top level. It's the top layer. We've got it. We're putting all of our little creases in. Putting a few more in the top because it's the top.
Yeah, it's more
Creased.
creased.
So you just... Thanks.
I should be here more often, don't you think?
Oh gosh, I looked to you for help. And, you were so much help. Anyway, so we put the top on, just pressing down around the torso a bit so that it doesn't puff up around too much. Though her actual dress does a little bit up, so it's really nice. So this is what we've got on the end. I'm like, even though I've done,
looks good.
Yeah, even though I've done this on camera, and it's a lot harder to do any of this really miniature, tiny stuff on camera, it's actually worked out quite well. So here we go. Now we have to wait for it to dry. I'm just gonna pull this out of here, and then if I have this little bit left over, put it at the same thickness as the rest, then I can use that as my tester, find out when the rest is dry by touching
smart.
that. So here we go. We came back. I am smart. Thank you, Millie.
Okay, continue.
Thank you. So this is our dried bit, our dried up dress. So now's probably a good time to look at some of the failures because you got to
bring them in.
Okay, so this is the first. Stop gagging at me. I used this one to practice what the colours were going to look like, what glitter was going to look like over the top of it. But yeah, it wasn't very balanced. Millie, I was learning.
Yes, you were.
You're going to sass me? So this is the next one.
Better.
Yeah, this one's actually quite nice. And I like the bigger sequin dots in it, but Millie didn't, so we weren't doing that again.
They weren't what we're looking for.
So let's just paint this one on with the wink of Stella, the glitter, and you can see how it just gives this really pretty shimmer.
Yeah, it just enough.
It's so dainty and delicate. If you're actually putting glitter on, it doesn't...
Yeah, it's big and chunky.
Yeah, it was really chunky, and the glue itself like dulled the glitter too, so it just didn't work. But I was glad it was lucky I had the fails to practice on.
Yeah.
So nothing's wasted. Nothing's ever wasted. I'm just going to do the front of this, and I'll do the rest later on. But just to show you what it looks like when you put just one layer on, and then I layered a bit more, like did a double layer down the bottom so it was just a bit more intense and have it a little bit lighter going up into the top.
Yeah, real nice and easy.
Yeah, so this is going to be my backup one. I actually really like this. It turned out really nicely.
It does.
But we're going to take that one away for now and have a look at my one that I pre-prepared.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're good there.
I've lost it. Pre-prepared earlier. I can't actually remember which way was the front or the back, and I don't know that it matters, but it will once we pop it on. But this is what it looks like on the inside. So it looks on the outside. You probably don't even need you do need the base because I need to attach the torso to something. What on earth?
What are you talking about?
I had lost it for a moment there. I'm trying to figure out which way should be the front.
That one looks like the front.
Well, let's start there. I mean, I can always turn it around.
Really?
Yeah, it's not hard.
Really?
It's not hard, Millie. So if we swap this over, pop her torso on. This is it's like the moment of magic. Now, this is not the first time Millie has seen this, but I promise
still
you.
love it.
Yeah, I promise you that she was properly appreciative.
Amazed.
Yeah, properly appreciative of my efforts. I'm going to turn this around because I think this is, that's the
that
front.
looks better.
It does because it touches the ground a bit more.
Look at how easy it was turning it around.
I know. I told you. Lego's so versatile. But we're not done yet. She needs her koi guitar.
Yes.
Yeah. So throw to my little Swiftie to talk about the koi guitar.
Yeah, so she's brought that back from the Speak Now tour. So
I made it. See? Did
you
you see?
did.
Did
I
you
did
see the
that was
magic?
a pretty
It was
nifty.
It was
transition.
a Swifty transition. I'm actually incredibly proud. If you've been around for a while, you know that painting is not my forte. So to have done something so small,
I've been around.
Would you stop this? This is for you ungrateful
I
child.
love it. You're so good at art.
Thank you. Tell me I'm talented.
You're talented.
I love you, Mum.
Can I have it now?
You can soon. So proud of my koi guitar. Well, Taylor's
Microphone
koi guitar.
time.
Millie also said, though, she showed me the whole box of all of the different microphones. So I have
for all the different eras.
Yeah, so I've painted one to go with this particular era for this outfit. So because she has to hold it or it has to go in a guitar stand, the minute you paint something, it just peels off when you clip it into Lego. So I've covered it with UV resin in the hope that it'll just give it a little bit more...
durability.
Hey, that's a word. I like it. That's
Dictionary.
Dictionary. You are a little walking dictionary. Yeah.
Shucks.
A little sassy dictionary.
Nope.
Okay, I'll stop. So let's have a look and see how that goes. So into the claw. I mean, it's fine when we put it in. How does it look? Yeah, there's a little bit of a...
Not as bad as it could be.
Look, it would have just completely ripped the paint up otherwise. So this way, because I've coated it with something really strong, I should be able to hold it in a hand too. So you'll be able to set up all the scenes, Millie. It's like, it'll be like you were really there.
Exactly.
But really there.
I heard that, but not.
So
I heard it.
Let's put her on the stage. That will always be her stage. Just showing you how I put this together. We did a little mosaicing on the bottom, and for the back, it's just one of those ones with the holes in it with the Technic pins on, so you can actually just then push a plate on it, so you can change the backdrop however you want with little... Yeah.
Exactly, just be creative.
Yeah, I was so proud of my creativity. I'm actually really proud of the whole thing. This was above and beyond what I thought my skills were capable of achieving. So thank you, Millie, for pushing me.
Yes. I just pushed you to greater success.
You did, to higher levels of achievement.
Exactly.
But look how gorgeous that is.
It looks amazing.
Hey, that sounded a little bit sarcastic. Take the teenage out.
Just a teeny bit.
It's beautiful though, right?
It is very beautiful.
It is really lovely. I'm really, really thrilled. Millie's not getting this, but she doesn't know that. But
I'm sorry.
Shut it down.
I'm here and I heard that.
You can't hear it. But tell me, what outfit or what era are we doing next, Millie?
Well, I personally think that you should do the Lover era next with the very iconic bodysuit.
But what does a mini doll look like in a bodysuit, Millie?
Ooh, that's a you challenge.
You probably were going to say you stopped yourself. Very proud.
And you should also do the Lover house, because it's iconic too.
But it's a really big build, Millie.
No, it's not.
Okay, so the Lover era. Millie would normally be here with me because it's her fault that I'm actually making all these different versions of Taylor, but she's actually at the Eras Tour movie tonight, so I'm on my own. But she has given me strict instructions on what has to happen, aka one of the outfits from the Lover era. Oh my gosh. Okay, so sparkly bodysuit. Here we come. So this is a bit of an experiment because I've actually questioned in the past why we haven't seen any swimsuit bottom style things on mini dolls, and I suspected it was because it looks a little bit whacked. So making this bodysuit for Taylor Swift mini dolls gonna be an interesting fun time. So firstly, painting white on miniatures is just horrible. It's just clumpy and hard. So I'm actually going to use a white mini doll as a base. This is a Sweet Mayhem mini doll from the Lego Movie 2. I've got a few of these as extras, so I can afford to destroy them a bit because all of the backs here have pockets, and I don't think bodysuits tend to have pockets, so I'm going to remove them. I'm going to grind them flat and see how weird it looks, and I'm going to take all of the coloured print off because, yeah, the base of this is just white plastic, which means I just have to paint the flesh tone and the glitter. So that was the before. Here is the after version, which looks just... Look, the sparkles, oh my gosh, the sparkles are everywhere. The minute I touch this, I'm just going to end up with glitter everywhere. But first up, I ripped the arms off and just put some flesh-toned arms on. But the rest of the flesh colour on her, like on the top of her legs, so between boots and top of bodysuit, or bottom of bodysuit, I've painted that and around the neck as well. Let's get the head that I made in the last, whoa, now it's going to have sparkles. Now the sparkles are everywhere. Glitter, it just gets everywhere, and you can never get rid of it. So, okay, so, I've forgotten what I was saying. It's sparkly. I'm actually really pleased with how this turned out. Just to show you what I used, so I am a bit of a hoarder of craft materials, which is very, very handy when it comes to these sort of projects. So I don't remember where I got this from, but it is perfectly pearlescent-y kind of white snow glittery stuff. So I actually stuck that on with a high gloss paint. So I painted on with high gloss and then I while it was still wet, I popped that sparkle on. And then I did little layers of pink and blue for the actual bodysuit. So that's the blue. And the pink, I kind of only had this in the right shade of pink, but I think it looks all right, even though it's little strips of it. But it's kind of like some of her versions of this outfit in the Eras tour have got little tassely bits down the bottom anyway, so it's just kind of like a version of them all squished together. Okay, you want to have a look at the back? The back, I've painted this over so many times that this hinge is never going to be moving again, and I'm not going to separate the torso from the legs. They are just permanently stacked together. This is like not a play piece. This is for display only. The glitter comes off every time I touch it. Now, we also need her pink guitar. So I've painted this. Oh man, I've already chipped it on the edge. Okay, easy enough for me to touch that up. So nice and easy pastel pink. I was disappointed there weren't sparkles on this one, but I know that there are plenty more outfits with more sparkles to do in the future, so I will get my fill of glitter. Can anyone ever get their fill of glitter? Glitter is so much fun. It does get everywhere though. All right, so we've got our Lover version of Taylor Swift. Millie made me promise that I would try to build the Lover house. I'm going to do it room by room. So I'm going to make the Lover room, logically, the pink room, first up today. Now, this is it's such a challenge to fit into a small space, and because I'm going to be doing this room by room, when I've done them all, I think I'll try and compile them together into one big house. So, pink Lover room. Wish me luck. Send help. Oh my gosh, there's only one room of many. Pink. Okay, I love pink though. Okay, so dark shag style. Well, it's not quite shag style carpet. It's a really, really plush dark carpet. I have a pink door, which is really great. It matches color-wise really well. I really could make a sticker on it for the paneling, but I'm going to just use what I have for this particular build because I'm not going to buy any pieces in. I'm not going to make specialty stickers. I want to make a room out of the pieces I have that is still recognizable as the pink Lover room from the Lover house. So, all right. So, building this up next to here, we've got a little picture which has got kind of shiny pinky stuff on it. I can't really tell what the picture is. So, I've just got this tile here, which is going to be that picture on the wall. The gold on it also will integrate with all of the other lovely gold accents in here. Speaking of gold accents, the floor lamp underneath this picture has got 2 rods up and the light, like a rounded white light on the top. I'm making this to the best of my ability. I wish I could make the little sticks going up thinner, like more delicate, because these rods are quite heavy, but it gives the right idea. Now, I've got these gold studs on for the top with the holes in it so that they can actually attach to the top, and then little yellow studs to depict the light. Actually, I'm going to light this up. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that at the end so that it looks just like it does in the music clip. All right. Okay, so on the top, this little half round piece will make the top of the lamp nicely. Next to that is a window with curtains. Now, I'm going to do my own interpretation of this because windows with curtains is boring. So I've got this beautiful arch window, and I've also got a glass bit to go in it, which has got crisscross gold in it, which just suits the theme and the style and the colors entirely of this room, so it looks so good. In front of that, I'm going to put the winged lamp thing that is in the corner. Oh, and when I light this up, it should look amazing, but I need to try and get these at differing heights and integrated angles and then fit them into this little tiny space. I'm definitely worried about how I'm going to be able to fit all this into the space that we have, but I don't want to make our area too big because otherwise then the house will be absurdly huge. So these little floating see-through pieces give me a little bit of height, and then I can pop them on the clip and I can angle this the way I want it to be. I don't quite know what that is yet because I want this one to go into, and it has to sit a little bit higher. So, and at a slightly different angle so that they don't just look like they're symmetrical. So this one can go on one of those little angle things into a tubey thing, then a couple of little stud things, and then I think they're pretty much of a height now, which was not my plan. So that one on the right's going to need to go up just a tiny bit by another plate. So we'll pop them down here on the base plate. And the fact that they're not going to go right in the corner is fine because it's the idea, the fact that we actually have them in here is what makes it, everything doesn't have to be in exactly the same place. This is the idea of the room. So now we've got them at slightly different heights and slightly different angles. The bed's going to go in front of that, but I think that's going to look amazing. Okay, bed. Oh, I mean, I want to put a little side table in front of this too, so I don't want to make it too big. So I think that this width will be enough. Because the bedspread is kind of textured, I've just decided to use these pieces, which I already had with stickers on them, to just create like that little texture. It also fits with the style. It's nice and pretty. It's not exactly what she has, but it gives the idea once again. It doesn't have to be exact. So this is the top of the bedspread, bit of a darker section. Got a little stud here to add some more pillows onto, because she's got a whole heap of layered pillows. I don't know how many I'm going to be able to put on there. On the back, some light pink pillows with a little pillow mark on the inside. Nice and perfect. And then we'll just pop some feet on this. And then, what do I have for an extra pillow here? This one's nice because it has the gold accent, which we've got all throughout this room. Gold accent's really nice. Just trying to get it on. And you can pop it on however you want. You can just move it around. And it's not symmetrical. It's not supposed to be symmetrical. I could add more pillows, and I might do as I go along, but this will do for now. So this goes in here. We've just displaced our little wing lamp, but that's okay. I can fix that up, and then we can just kind of angle them to how we want them to be. Behind the bed is a curtain, like a whole wall of curtains. And if I had more of these bricks in a middle pink color, it would be absolutely perfect. But I only have 2 in the light pink color, so it just doesn't work at all. So just to make it entirely different, oh, by the way, we've got a bed head on there too. So let's just put a smooth panel behind. Let's build up behind here. Put a smooth panel on behind the bed so that we can tell that the bed's finished then. So this is going to be that nice quilted bed head that you have, or the velvety bed head that she has. Really nice. I could have made that darker pink too, but then it wouldn't integrate in with the rest of the bed. So to make this just a bit different from the rest of the room, I'm using glass pieces, well, translucent pieces. So yeah, it just mixes it up a bit. So it's not going to look like just the flat wall that we're going to have all the rest of the way around. Okay, in front of the bed, I think that looks really pretty. In front of the bed, we need a rounded side table. So this little half circle piece is going to be perfect for that. On top of that, a round lamp too. So this is going to be the topper. I'm using the tan color as an accent color. So the top of this, and also around the door frame. And there's also tan around the line of the top of the room too. So yeah, I think it's really pretty that we don't have, I mean, this is almost a too much pink build, but we've got extra colors in here. So very, very elegant gold. Oh, I just realized, okay, gold build. I want to put this in the middle because I've actually put 3 little single studs anyway. And this one has got a hole in it. I'm going to be able to put a light through that. So that's going to be a lot more sensible than putting 3 little single studs. So side table lamp, check, very pretty, like that. For the door handle, to fit with the retro luxe theme, I'm going to have a crystal door handle. I mean, I don't know what it actually is supposed to look like, but it fits so nicely with the theme. Okay, we have these curved, like 2 plush curved pink chairs. One at the back of this side of the room, one at the front. We're only going to be able to fit one in, so we're going to put one at the back. And we're going to use, I wish we could have that kind of 3-layered texture that they have. But if I mix up the top a little bit, so if I have this curved smooth tile at the back, and then use the half-rounded tiley bits kind of round the top and the front. I mean, it doesn't look quite like it does in my reference photo, but it adds interest, and I think it definitely works. Okay, we're going to put it on the base plate with this little round thing with a jumper stud, because that means we can spin it in place. And there is a silver cushion in here, so I've just popped some silver washi tape over this little rounded piece, and it's just going to be sitting loose here in the chair because I could not figure out a way to secure it nicely. I just don't have the pieces that would make this nice. Okay, I don't quite know where I want this to sit, so I'm just going to float it here for now while we put some more walls in, and then we have to put in the dressing table, and we definitely need that winged light at the front too, because it's just so iconic of the room. It's really, really important that I put that in at the front, but I need to make sure that there's space for that. And I don't know that there is going to be space for that. Let's, now that I know where this wall is, let's pop this in here. I think that'll be okay. I might want to put it a bit close to the wall, but this wall's going to be holding quite a few different things, including a big round mirror. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you how excited I was by being able to have this perfect mirror sticker on here. This is not a proper Lego sticker. I actually have these stickers from ages ago. Once again, bit of a craft hoarder. And on the back of them, they're mirrored. So I've just cut one of these out, left the plastic on it, so the mirror part is also protected, and then glued the coloured side, the bit you'd normally look at, the sticker, down onto the tile. So my goodness, I felt so proud when I figured out to do that, because I've been trying to cut out these circles and I didn't have bigger mirrored pieces and it was just annoying. So yeah, really, really excited. Now I can put this anywhere on the back here and kind of angle it. So I'm going to leave it off for now, and then we'll figure out where it's going to sit on the wall, because we've got to fit this dressing table in, and at this stage it's going to be as small a profile as possible. So we're going to have these as the front drawery bits, and this is the bit over the top. I wish that this was the middle pink colour, but I don't have that piece in that colour, so we're just going to have to use light pink, just using the pieces we have, and it still is working very effectively, so I'm a bit excited about that. So this is going to go, I think we have to make this flush up with the front. Yeah, okay, and I've put a stud, like a little outward-facing stud out the front. That's where the wing's going to go on, the little wing lamp. But let's see if I can get this mirror in. Yeah, I think that's okay. I wish the mirror was bigger. I wish I had a much bigger, big, round, flat tile, but Lego just doesn't do that yet. So it's just some random stuff on the dressing table that are pink and luxe and a little bit sparkly and gorgeous. So if that goes on here, just making sure that this mirror is still going to fit underneath it just barely. And then on the other one, I know this is purple, but it's got pink on the top and it works with a colour scheme, and it just looks like the sort of thing that would be on a dressing table. Oh my goodness, it's going very well. I'm very excited. Okay, over here, there is actually another one of those pictures right at the front, like a matching one to the one at the back. But I'm not going to have room to put that on the wall, but this wall's going to look a little bit empty without anything else on it. Oh, we do put a little light on here. So let me just put the studs I'm going to need up here, the forward-facing studs. So I'm going to put another picture on there and a light on the little pink one underneath. Let's just see whether that's too cluttered on the wall. So wall light here with one of those little opalescent studs. Oh, so pretty. And then another one of these pictures matching up here. I mean, it just fits. It looks all right. It looks good. It's good. It's good. It's not too cluttered. We do still need dressing table chair. So we're just going to make that as simple as possible, because I cannot think of any other way to do this. I would have loved to have been able to do that swirly base, but can't do it now. This forward-facing stud is going to get the wing. The last wing light here, which is going to echo those other ones that are in the back corner. So if I pop this, I wish I had a pink clip so that I could actually, I might have pink, no. I'm just going to do it like this because then I can angle it, and I'll just use the white because white's fine. White goes nicely. White's the perfect accent color in here, along with the gold and the tan too. So if I get this on here, yep, that's the right angle. Just looking at my reference photo. Lovely. I think that's really, really nice. Now I think all we have to do is just backfill all these holes that I still have in the wall to get it all up to the same height as that big lattice, that big gold latticey window piece, and make sure that all my pieces of wall are tied in together nicely so that when I pick it up, they don't just crumble under my hands. It's good. Little one in the corner. And remembering that this is eventually going to be a part of the overall Lover house, this roof part here is going to be angled. So we're going to have this high roof level. So there is a very signature lamp hanging from that roof. Before we do that though, let's just tile along the top here with the tan, just pretending we're going to be stacking lots of different rooms. I'm going to have to mix this up and change how this all goes together when I put the whole house together. Oh my gosh, help me. But this will do for now, just to finish it off. But I do want to put the lamp in. Now, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this lamp with lots and lots of little prongs and lots of little lights. So I'm going to do as many prongs as Lego will allow me without it becoming too cumbersome. So if we put these little T-bar things in all the way around a brick with holes on all the sides, that's definitely its proper name. Yeah, no, it's not. So yeah, we do this and then have a light on the top and the bottom of each. So to do that, to attach those, we need, once again, the gold accent studs with a hole in them, and on the bottom, same thing, and these little faceted gemmy things just make the most luxury luxe look. That was a lot of L's and alliteration. I did okay. Right, so we're doing these all the way around, not doing okay with getting the gold studs on where they're supposed to be. One in the top, one in the bottom. Oh my goodness, we're almost there, And then one more here, and that way we can put it, like at the moment it looks very symmetrical, but you can kind of angle it so it looks a little bit more funky like it does in the actual, in our reference picture there. So we want it to hang it's eventually going to hang a lot higher because it's going to be part of that angled roof. So it's going to hang off the angled roof. So for now, let's just pop it in situ so that we know it's there and maybe not too low. Otherwise, it's going to really firmly encroach on what we've already got here. So that might be a little bit too low. Let's take that another brick up. And now I've ruined my line along the top, but it's fine. This is just to demonstrate the fact that we're going to need to integrate this lamp in later. Oh, it looks so nice. Do I have to do the whole house? Yes. Actually, this has really got the fires burning, ready to do the rest. One room at a time, one outfit at a time. That's gonna be fun. Right, even more fun. Let's light this baby up. Actually, it's more like lighting it down because now it's dimmer and it's more mood lighted. Doesn't it look amazing with the lights? You can see all the cords as I do a little turn around here. And there's a massive battery pack hiding out the back. But from the front, you can't see any of that. Well, you can see the cords, but that's fine. If you're interested in seeing how I light some of these sets, I did it with the gingerbread house and with Ariel's penthouse, I think too. So I'll link them so you can watch, but it is so fiddly. It's not fun to really watch, but it looks amazing as the final process. Today, to coincide with the re-release of Taylor's version 1989, we're doing, obviously, 1989 outfit from the Eras tour, plus the blue room from the Lover House. Oh my gosh. So, and I've also decided I'm going to put the album cover in each of the rooms too. So I printed out, popped it on a little tile. So this is the outfit we're looking for. She actually wears this in different colors on the tour, but because the blue room is blue, we're going with the blue version. So this is the base that I have used. Obviously, I've already done this off camera because there's a lot of glitter. It just kind of explodes everywhere, and it's kind of experimental when I do it, so you know, we don't want the video to be the weeks long that it takes me to actually put this together. So this is the base that I used. I have obviously recolored everything and put glitter on it, but this is what I used as the base outfit. And I have done another Taylor head with the winged eyeliner on and put some beautiful bright red lipstick on one of the Stephanie heads, but I'm going to use this hairpiece, which is the blonde version of the Hermione hairpiece, because it just works really well with this look, and it goes with her new album cover look too. Like, it's kind of a little bit wavy and like it's a faux bob, so really cute. So it's nice to have a different version for hair because I've been using the one that I've made for the last 2 dolls. Okay, so this is the bottom. This is good. The glitter is still coming off kind of everywhere, but it is firmly stuck down. It's kind of just loose on the top with some of the spots. I really need to figure out a better way to seal this that doesn't actually also seal all of the joints of the mini doll. This is the torso. I'm really proud of the torso because I managed to get, knocked her over, poor thing. We're hemorrhaging glitter everywhere. Look at that. It's just, but it's only the little loose bits. It's not all going to come off. But now she's just got blue sparkles everywhere. You can never have enough blue sparkles though. Yeah, I was really proud of just the little dangles down the top of her bodice part because I thought it was going to be hard and it really just wasn't. It just worked out really well. So I'm really loving glitter because it seems to just hide all of my mistakes. And of course I was never going to try and do the diamond little definition in her skirt and the bodice because it's just too much on such a tiny space. You can see it definitely you can look at this immediately and know that I'm getting glitter everywhere. You can know exactly what this outfit is supposed to be. All right, let's get rid of the excess glitter. So how I actually applied the glitter was by putting a high gloss on, like a varnish on where I wanted the glitter to be, and then just poured the glitter on and then shook the excess off. And the glitter obviously only then sticks to the parts where the varnish is. So yeah, it works out really well, except we still have to just get the little loose bits off over time. Give her Taylor's Edition album. Yep, she can definitely hold that in her hand. Done. All right, so got the perfect Eras tour outfit. Now we need to make the blue room. Oh my gosh. So we did the pink room last time, the lover room. Today we're doing this one, which it's a bathroom with an enormous fishbowl in it. So, okay, this is going to be fun. So the plan that Millie has got me doing after originally was just making the outfits, but no, now we're building the whole Lover House one room at a time. So yeah, that's the plan, doing each of the rooms one at a time, making an Eras tour outfit for each. But this is the room close up. This is just a screenshot from the music video. It's a bathroom, like all in that really kind of light blue. So wish me luck because I don't actually have a lot of bricks in this color, and there are other bricks which I think are called medium blue or something like that, which are close to this in the shade but not the same. So first up, we obviously need the fishbowl. It's the primary thing in this room. It is the focus, the focal point of the room. So to do this out of Lego pieces is a massive challenge. So I tried all of the translucent, like the see-through pieces and the blue pieces that I have. And they just, I mean, these would kind of work, except that the fishbowl shape of it is iconic. Like, and just trying to make that out of Lego is proving to be impossible. We could do this, which would work okay. Actually, you know, if I didn't have a different plan to go with, this is what I'd use, I think. That's hopefully finding a less scratched version. And I was really, really hoping that this newish dome piece, which I'd kind of, you know how you forget how big things are until you, oh yeah, in real life. Okay, so no good. No good. So what I've actually done is used an entirely non-Lego piece for this. This is just a little plastic caterer's kind of bowl, I think. You can also get glass. I was looking this up on the internet, like just in a frenzy, trying to find something that was the right size. And this is just perfect. You could also get little glass tea light holders, which are a goldfish bowl shape too, which are a similar size to this, but this one's plastic. So this is perfect. Okay, so we're using this. Now let's fill out the rest of the important parts of the room. So the door is important. I'm using mint green, or this really light aquary green, because it kind of shows up the highlights. Even though this room's not supposed to be green, it's like the highlighted version of the blue, if that makes any sense. So we've got this little bit of wall that comes out next to the door. This is not going to be obviously a completely accurate reproduction of the room because we're only going to be able to fit so much stuff in here, but we do need the ladder to go up to go up over, and the fact that I actually have one in the correct shade of blue is just so exciting. So let's see, we need the ladder to go up, and then I'm just trying to figure out which way would be better, because we need it to actually go over with the little flat bit, the flat pull laddery bit. So let's use this hook bit, and then we'll just check to make sure that is, look, see, that's just going to sit so nicely. And I was actually thinking about putting a stud at the bottom of the fishbowl and just attaching it, but doesn't need to because it's got a little divot in the bottom. It's actually staying in place really nicely, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Speaking of leaving things alone, actually not leaving things alone, to have the little handrail on the top of the ladder, I'm using this. So I'm using the beaters, the egg beaters, or the mixing bowl mixers, because it was the smallest thing that I could find that had like a little handly thing on it. Plus it's the right shade, well, almost the right shade of blue. I struggled so hard to try and find something that was going to fit the purpose so well. Anyway, yep, I'm just dropping Taylor in here because I just thought it would be fun to see. Look, now she's having a lovely nap in the fishbowl. How nice for her. Okay, so we have got our ladder. I'm going to attach it to the ground in a moment because most importantly, next up, we need to do all of this tiling in the minty green color. We're going to speed this up super, super fast because I'm just doing 1 by 1 tiles because it just gives the right dimension, like we can see in our little reference picture here. So it's going to come, it's going to come down to the front. I'm just using this long bit here to try and line them up because they're always just that little bit askew and it drives me insane. But I've learned not to let it bug me too much. It bugs me a little, but I just look away. I look away. Okay, got the little divot in the middle, like that little jumper stud. That's just where the fishbowl is going to sit. And the little stud on it just holds it in place. On the side, we've got to put a carpet on and a couple of different little furniture bits. So I've just popped little jumper studs over there, but the rest is all tiling, and I've left a space for the vanity too. All right, so let's get this fishbowl back in. Do you think I might put some water into here, some Lego style water, so that we can actually try and make her look as though she's swimming, kind of, sort of. There we go. I mean, it looks absurd now because she's in her Eras Tour outfit. But we're like migrating it into the Lover House version. I don't mind, like it's kind of a mishmash. It's a melange. I like it. I think it's kind of fun. All right, so putting the ladder over here, I need to attach it to the base plate. So I'm going to just use one of these little, I don't even know what you call it, the little rod thing and then a little hook thing so that we can angle it at just the right. Oh, that's too close now. That's going to push that. Oh, okay. If I just turn this around. Oh, look at that. Sometimes you just need to reorient things and they're fine. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want. And I'm going to just kind of disguise a little bit of the fact that I've popped a white bit down there because there are no blue hooks in that color. I'm going to just kind of put this curved bit over the top just to try and hide it. There we go. That looks nice. That's really good. All right. Now, Okay. All right. We've got the major important parts in. Let's put some of the more the lesser important parts in. I mean, the lights are a really big feature, and the mirror on that side wall is also a big feature. I'm using some of these light blue tubey things because I do not have a whole heap of 1x1 bricks, so just kind of using what I have in the shade and just trying to make sure that I have what I need to go into the space. But I am going to put a line around the edge in a around the middle, which kind of gives you that idea of the wainscoting, which it has all that interesting definition that you have on the wall. So that just mixes it up a little bit rather than just having that solid blue wall. Now this is going to be the vanity, and I really think this would be better if I had like little sticker prints to show that it's kind of the door of the vanity and the little drawers, but we're making this as low profile as possible, like one single brick out, because there's just not much room in here. It's really just supposed to be the idea of it. A couple of little vanity items on the top, like a little bottle of stuff, of pretty stuff, and then this little thingy of thing, probably a soap, you know. Just make it up as we go along. And on the side there's a rubbish bin, but there's also a scale, so we're going to make the little scale down here on the floor, and in front of that is a bath mat. And if I could have found this bath mat, which I know I have from this Disney princess set, and I've used it, I must have used it in one of my custom builds, and I cannot find it. It's just a little cloth one, so that would have been perfect. When I find it, I'm going to swap this one out for that, because it's just absolutely perfect. But this will do in the meantime, because it's kind of blue and mermaidy and just works okay. But the other one would have been so perfect. I'm really annoyed that I can't find it. It's somewhere. If you remember me putting it into a custom build, can you please tell me in the comments, because I don't know where it is. All right, now we need to put in, we need to build up to the height where we want to put in these lights on either side of the mirror, which is a rectangular mirror with the curved edges, which very luckily we now have got a perfect tile piece for. So I just need to add a mirror stickery thing to it. Okay, so let's make these. So we need wall lights. So let's just make these ones, which will be really, really pretty. I can light this one up like I did with the pink lover room as well. But I think the only place where, I mean, these are the only actual lights, but there also seems to be light coming up from underneath the fish tank too. So mirrored piece is a little bit dented, but it's the right shape and it's going to look fine when we put it on the wall. So I need to move things out of the way. When we're retrofitting the lights, everything else is in the way. Good. Okay. So the mirror is, I think, centered over the vanity. I think that's pretty good. I'll have a look. I'll turn it in a moment. My spatial awareness is a little bit out because we've got the little tubes up one side. So it makes it look all a little bit different. So I think that's, actually, I'm not convinced that's centered, but I don't care. I think it looks right. No, I think it is. No, it is. I'm sure. No, not sure. Not sure, but I'm just going to leave it alone. Okay, let's get let's get this wall up to the same height as the left-hand side wall, which is finished. It's completely finished, except obviously we need to smooth it over the top and get it to the same height as our pink one too. So I'll check that out in a minute. Got a little stud here to hang the album, on the wall, which is not obviously something that's in the original room, but I want to do that. I want to add the albums to each of the rooms. I think that'll be so fun. Okay, on the other side, there are actually a few different things, but I've got almost no room, so I'm just going to make the little bit that's at the front with the towels. It's not different, they're all going to the same. There's a whole heap of dark blue towels stacked on it and hanging over the top. So we'll do the dark blue towels, just trying to get them on here. There we go. So should I put it here or should one back? I think closer to the front looks better, and then it's not too cluttered behind the ladder. And then hanging above that, we have got a couple of dark blue towels too. So we'll just make these a little bit different by putting one on with a curvedy bit down. And then to attach them to the wall, we can just use these tap pieces, which is just so fun. So let's build the wall up so that we can then attach them and then put the whole wall in one nice big hollis bollis bit. I don't even know what that was. My voice is trying so hard to give up on me, but I will not let it. We will make it to the end. Okay, all right. So I think now we're at the good height to put in our towels. So we'll put this little recessed forward-facing studs for the actual taps, and then the normal ones for the towel. And you need the recessed ones for the taps just so that they sit that little bit further back, otherwise it doesn't all fit. I hope that made some sense. You can see what I'm doing, but hopefully the description works as well. I don't know, it's all just kind of rambling from my end. And then let's get our wall up to, I think that's the right height. Let's pop that in behind. There we go. And there is absolutely no more room on that wall for anything else. So it's just, once again, just the idea of the room. Enough of the iconic parts of it and the color scheme so that you really will recognize what it is. as soon as you look at it. Hopefully. I'm just trying to move the water around a little bit here so that we can so it looks a little bit more like she's in motion, but it's a little bit difficult. Let's just see. There we go. All right. Okay, let's get the wall height up to... Now, this is going to be the same as the pink room. Once again, this is like the opposite side of the pink room, so we're going to end up having to put a nice big angled roof line on it. But for now, I'm just smoothing the top over. Could just stack them all up and make it could be like the Lover House apartment version where I just stack them on top of each other. But I will try and make the actual Lover House shape. Maybe eventually if I get all of these rooms done. Oh my gosh, there's still so many left to do. But here we go. So this is the blue room. So far we've got, so you can see what I mean about the angled bits that we have to put on. So I'm going to do that when I assemble the whole lot at the end. So we got the pink room, we've got the blue room. I don't know which one Millie's going to make me do next. I've actually started on the green room on like Taylor Swift original already, but she might have different ideas. She really wants me to do Reputation, which is the attic. So let me know in the comments your thoughts, which room you want me to do next. And yeah, we just see, we're winging it from here. Oh my gosh. Today we're doing the Speak Now room, the purple room. I've actually already done the Eras tour, or one of the Eras tours outfits for this, so I'm already ahead. We've got the purple ball gown. I loved making this. It was actually such a really cathartic and satisfying process. I used air dry clay. If you haven't seen this process, just check out the video. I don't show the whole way that I made all of the things, but I do explain what I did as we went along. So we've got Taylor in the most gorgeous purple ball gown. This is her new album cover for the Taylor's version of the Speak Now, of Speak Now, Taylor's version. And I've decided that each of the rooms appears to have like a picture in it. So where the pictures are, I'm putting up a picture of the album that goes with that room. Taylor's version of it each time that they get re-released. So today, the purple room, which actually looks kind of like a really, really dark bluey purple. And this is a very, very elegant dining room. It's very symmetrical. So yeah, okay. So we start off not with a purple piece because the flooring on this looks like actually a brown kind of shaggy sort of carpet. 3 windows with the curtainy dressings, all exactly the same. So we need to make them and fit them in. So for the white curtainy bit on the inside, these 2x1 bricks with the vertical lines on them, they got horizontal lines on the other side, but vertical down just gives that drapes look, that drapes effect in the middle. And then we need to make those pulled to the side darker ones. And because there's really, really dark ones, I'm going to use dark blue because it works okay with this color. And then we will put some purple on it so that we can tell that it's, it's supposed to be the purple room. We haven't used any purple yet. Snap. Okay, but yeah, we're about to. So we use these. We got 3 different shades of purple in Lego. So at least we've got some nice, interesting shapes. So triangles on the top and then oh my gosh, look at the dust. I just noticed the dust in there. We're going to cover it. Don't worry, we'll cover the dust up. No one can see it. So these are going to be like the bottom part of the drapes. And then if we use this quarter pie piece, that kind of gives the effect of it being pulled off to the side and tied up as well. It's not quite the same shape, but it gives you the idea. We're working we're working with ideas rather than exact replicas. So this is what we've got. Let's see if we can, how much space is this going to take up? We're going to be able to fit 3 of these in at the back. Let's see. So this is going to be in the, this should work out quite nicely. So if we have one here, and then we've got a single space, I think, between, let's build another one. Let's do it quite fast because it's exactly the same as the one we just did. So much symmetry in this. Symmetry is a little bit dull for me, but that's okay. This is a challenge in that it has to be this cohesive room that looks like the one from the Lover music video, but also I'm only using the bricks that I have and haven't bought any extra in, and it has to fit the color scheme, and it has to be not too cluttered, and it has to be cohesive, and that's a challenge. So here we go. We've got our 3 beautiful big window pieces at the back, all furnished beautifully. Furnished? What do you call it? Dressed beautifully with curtains. And we've got purple pillars in between, pulling them all together so they're all gonna not fall apart with the bricks on the top. Now in front of each of these on either side are some potted plants on a kind of a high stool. And we need to fit these in so that they're not too invasive, but also so that you can actually see them. So this really cool little 4-pronged black thing makes a nice legs. Goodness me, my ability to speak is so challenged. Everything is challenged. Okay, so we've got one. Let's put the next one together. Just got like the little idea of a pot with the brown bit. And these are not going to be really seen once we put lots of stuff in front of them, because there's not a lot of space here for a lot of things that we have to put in. So if they go over here, that's really cute. I want to attach them to the base plate, but before I do that, let's get the rug in, which is kind of like an antiqued Turkish carpety rug thing, and it's patterned. So because it's patterned, this is going to be around the edge. I've actually just put washi tape on all of these white pieces which are going to be lining the edges, and they just give that a little bit of an idea of the color and an idea of patterning, but it's not really anything much, but it's just enough so that it's not stark white tiles, otherwise it looks really confronting. So yeah, just adding patterning is really good. And washi tape comes off and on and off so easily. I love it so much. Done some up with the jumper studs too, because we're going to be attaching the table and the chairs to this rug. And oh my gosh, the chairs. Okay, no, let's focus. And in the middle, there are a whole heap of, it looks really dark in the actual video, but I'm making it dark blue. This whole build's kind of really dark blue and purple because it's just what it looks like to me in the picture. It's really very dark purple, which sides with the dark blue. Okay, purple flowers in the corner simply to stick a leg in of these plant pot things so that they're not going to float around everywhere, so that they are fixed to the base and they're not going to suddenly slide away when I pick this up and move it around. So speaking of moving around, we'll move the foliage around kind of, oh no, can I leave it like that? I don't know. I feel like I should spread them out a bit so that they look a bit, no, we're going to be rebellious. We're going to be rebels and we're going to leave them not symmetrical. Yeah, I love it. It's just a little bit of pushing back. Okay, so time for the table. The table is, we're making it 3 studs wide and 8 deep. No, the other way around. 8 deep and 3 wide because it just seems like the right size for this space. Then we've got like the runner bit down the middle, which is in a lighter purple shade. And on the table is, there are a whole heap of like glass. There's glassware. So in the middle is a glass bowl. And I'm just going to try and do this with the pieces that I have. We really don't have a lot of transparent pieces that work for this sort of thing, which aren't too big. So I'm kind of making something up which is kind of like what it looks like, but it's not exactly the same. So this is like this is the glass bowl in the middle, and on either side are little purple glass bowls, but I'm going to use these top hats, which came in the magical acrobat, the fun fair stuff, and put a little glass topper on the top. So even though they're not really quite like the picture, they give you the idea of what's there on the table, and they're symmetrical. So there we go. The table is dressed. We're going to use some gold legs for it, just simply because it just classes it up. Plus we're going to have some gold accessories in the lights and stuff, so they'll tie in nicely. There we go. Very nice. Now, when we put it in, there's so much room not there anymore. That has basically taken up all of the available space. Plus we've got to put in side walls. Look at that. So, there are supposed to be 6 chairs. We're not going to play this game. We're going to do, no, hold on, 8 chairs. Because there are 3 at the front, 3 at the back, and 2 on either side. So, let's start with 2 chairs. And let's just see how they fit in the space. Because, we're not going to do 4. No, 6, 8. No, I can't count. We're not going to do as many as there are in the picture. We're going to do fewer. Help me! Send help, I'm really struggling here. So we're making 2 of these that are exactly the same. I'm using these really cute little stickered tiles. Can't remember where they come from, but they go really nice. So with the whole theme, very elegant. These ones, so if we use these at the back and the front and the side. So if you use this design stuck under the table, if we use this everywhere, like here, all you're going to see is the back of the chair, and it's really ugly and it's kind of hanging off the edge, and I hate it. So we're going to use these as the feature chairs on either side, which are the ones that you really see a lot and the ones that are used. These other ones, we're going to make them kind of pretend chairs. They're not going to be functional, but they're going to look really good in the space. So if we use this, we can put a purple tile on the back, and then the back is all we're seeing from these ones. So yeah, that's the important part. The rest of it is all just kind of like an abbreviated chair. It's the pretense of a chair. It's the idea of a chair. Is it even really there? Yes, it is, and that rhymes with chair. So we need 4 of these, so we'll just get these 2 together and putting put them in, yeah, that fits. Yeah, it does. I know it does. Good. Okay. If we put these in, then look at that. They take up, we couldn't have fitted 3 along here. It would just look so cluttered. So this is fine. I mean, we recognize it as what it's supposed to be. And they fit in nicely under the table. And then we can poke another couple at the back and you'll barely see them. So popping the table out so that we can actually access in here. Got to line up these little round bits on the bottom so that they actually fit onto the jumper studs on the base plate. Put the legs back on, put the table back in, put this chair back in. It was all a disaster, but now it's good. See, look. So tidy and not so cluttered. Oh my gosh, we got to put lamps in here too, and the walls, speaking of cluttered. So how is this going to look? Let's build a lamp. So those lamps that are at the front actually have 4 legs, but I'm cheating and just going with a single one. I had a go at doing a 4-legged one with the Harry Potter wands, and it was okay, but it was really, really kind of cumbersome. So nah, we're not going with that. Using a purple piece is the glass stand part for the lampshade. That should go in better than that. That should have worked. Why didn't that work? Let's pull it out, poke it out because that is stuck in. Come on, there we go. So, I've forgotten what I was saying. So in the actual room, in the picture I've got up there as our key picture, the base of the lamp is like a light transparent glass blue, but I'm using purple because we do need to use purple and because we've got a really nice piece for it. So if we put this in here, that's, I don't know that I can even put the wall in there behind that now because that's such a really big lamp. It's such a big lamp that I think it's going to poke into the wall. All right, let's take it out for a moment. Let's build the wall and then have a bit of a think. We'll think. We've got the lamp done though. So, wall in. On the wall on the left-hand side here, there's actually a door. I'm going to ignore it completely because I don't have a purple door and I just don't know how I would fit it in because I want to put the little kind of, it's not a chandelier, take the table out because there's not enough room. Yeah, there's a little, it's a light sconce with 3 lights and I think there's a mirror there, but I'm going to also ignore the mirror. We're just going to have the idea of it all being there with 3 lights. So I need to get purple wall up to the right heights, and then I also need to make sure that it's not going to be cluttered with the lamp in the front. Man, this is tricky. Okay, so gold sconcy bit here for one side of the lights and one down lower, and we're making this a different style just because it mixes it up a bit, and just otherwise it's boring if we just have them all the same. Symmetry, we're pushing against symmetry. We've still got plenty of symmetry because the other light is going to be the same as the one up high, but I like having one a bit different down low. Yeah, so this one's the same as the other one on the right. Backfill the spaces that we have got left behind now with just purple pieces. Fit the lamp back in. You know, that fits. Oh, let's put the chair and the table back in and just see. It is so cluttered, and even though I like clutter, this is supposed to be an elegant room. I don't think it even fits there. So, we're working with such a small space. So, what if we cantilevered? I don't even think that's the right word. What if we offset the lamp off the front of the room and then we can angle it? Because this new piece that came out this year, this little like forward facing brick with the rounded back, you can angle this around once you've got something stuck into it. So it doesn't have to be facing directly out. So we could attach the lamp to that. Let's get the rest of our lights back in, our wall back in, and then we're gonna play with this lamp on the front. Yeah, so we need a sticky out thing that we can attach it to. Look at that, it's perfect height. It's like I already pre-planned this, I 100% did. And this then fits, hold on, that has to fit in that little notch on the round bit. And then we can angle that so that it's kind of looks like it's in the room, or splay it out so that it gives you that idea of the room being bigger than it is when you're looking from the front, if that makes any sense. Okay. I'm going to leave it like this, see if it works with the other side too. I don't know if it's going to work when we put the final whole house together. I think it's going to look, oh no, it's on the ground floor, so it might work. I don't know, may have to change this up, but this is what we're doing for now. Can always change stuff later. So, replicating this on this side. This side's just a tiny bit different to the other side because we're going to put where the picture is in the picture that we've got up there, going to put the album cover in there too. So up on the wall, popping our forward facing studs to, no, hold on, let's move. I want to attach these together a bit. So if I put that there we go. Now the whole wall bit will all be interconnected. Nice. And we can grab this new Taylor's Version Speak Now album cover and pop it up here on the wall as the picture for the room. I love that. It looks so good in there. I mean, the colour scheme falls obviously matching. So good. All right, other side for the lamp. Exactly the same as the one that we already built. We're just replicating it. Symmetry. It makes it easier, but it makes it boring. I'm looking forward to doing the yellow room with all the board games because it's got lots of interesting stuff in it too. And the green room's interesting too. Red room I haven't looked at too hard, but the yellow room should be fun. Okay, all right, so we've got our lamps on here, simply because they don't have as much symmetry, I think was my point. Oh my god, I got so distracted. Okay, up the top there is a chandelier-y thing with, it's a very, very like avant-garde, nouveau kind of thing. And the angles of them go like down and then up, and we have so few things in Lego that actually do that in a skinny. So I'm using paint rollers, which do go down and up, and you can put the lights on the uppy bit, but they're still not the same kind of shape. But once again, they're the best of a bad bunch. I tried lots of other things like using the little horn pieces, and it was just really, really cluttered and cumbersome. So because it's a very delicate chandelier anyway, it's just supposed to be these really, really fine metal lines. This is the best that I could think of. So to put the actual lights on, we need the gold stud with a hole in it so we can attach it on the top. Just putting this all the way around. I really do wish there was a more elegant way to do this, because this is really big as well. It's bigger in like ratio wise to the rest of the room. It's just big. So not 100% happy with this. I also think it's going to make it look really cluttered. It's going to hang down really low. So let's get it situated. There's no other way for me that I can think of to do this. Going to attach it to the top part with this little piece here, which is not terribly secure, but I don't think they're designed to go into each other, but it's fine. It'll do for now. I'll just keep replacing it when it keeps falling off. And I may have to, I think that's going to sit too high when we put the next room on. I think it's going to be one stud too high. You know what? I'm just going to leave it alone because it's been, look at it. It's just, I don't want to make it any lower because it's so close to the table already. It's okay at this height. Oh man. All right, just leaving it alone. Sometimes you have to know when just to step away. I'll come back to it later when we put the whole house together. Okay, smoothed over the top with the tiles and we are done. Yeah, we're on King Kong. No, we're on like Donkey Kong. Definitely lost it. But it's such an elegant room. It's so different to how I normally like to build. But it does bring me joy looking at something that is so clean and classy. And gosh, I put that together. So yeah, woots, yay. All right, so purple room is done. What room are we going to do next? Because, well, actually, I need to get Millie's opinion on this. She's almost done with all her exams, so she's going to be back giving me all of her opinions and sass. Got these 3 rooms so far. I think I've actually already started on the green room. I don't know what outfit to put in, because this one's Taylor Swift's debut album, and I don't think she doesn't really have an outfit for that for the Eras tour, or does she? Today we are heading into the green room. We're going to make the green room, and we're going to make a Taylor version in green. Now, for this, normally we'd pick the Eras tour outfit that goes with the room, but this is her debut album, and she doesn't do a set from her debut, her self-titled album. So Millie said pick the green version of the surprise song set, because sometimes she does some of her initial songs in there. So the base for this is actually her 1989 set outfit, the 2-piece sparkly one, which is so pretty. We've already done it in blue for the blue room, but for this one we're going to do green, and then she puts like this nice frilly filmy overlay over it, and we're going to have to see if we can make that. But first up, we make the 2-part sparkly set, right? So I have done some painting and some glitterating, which is a fabulous word, which one of you guys actually came up with. And this is what we have for the base. It's so sparkly. I love it. It is shedding glitter everywhere. But for the soft, filmy, flowy, frilly dress over the top, I'm actually going to use a skirt piece, which I made out of, face mask material, because it's just slightly more durable than paper, and it sheds less or frays less than material does. And I've painted it. I've painted it in green. So that looks okay. That actually works quite nicely. I could have done like several layers of this to create the layers of frills, but I was too lazy and I thought this was enough. I think that this actually looks fine. For her top, we've got a little bit of an idea of the glittery underlay, and then the crossover top got the dropped frill sleeves as well, which Millie said I should put one of them like up on her shoulder because she's always such an adorable doofus and she's putting her arms through it. She gets stressed in it and it's like the sleeves are always in weird places. But no, it'd be nice to have it where it's supposed to be for now. But I just thought it was such a cute detail. So we've got the outfit. I think it works quite nicely. Put on the headpiece that I have painted previously for the other Taylor Swifts that I've already done, which is actually a Stephanie base, like from the old days, Stephanie face, and I've just added a little bit of winged eyeliner and changed up her lips for the iconic red lipstick. And I think that this looks really, really great for the surprise outfit. Now, she also needs her album cover, which I'm now putting in, I'm now putting in each of the rooms as a poster. So I need to, when she actually does a Taylor's version of her debut album, I'll change that over. All right, so for the other eras mini dolls that I've done, I've made a custom guitar to go with this. So I love the Koi guitar so much, but her guitar for this has actually got like this bite chunk taken out of it, and I couldn't figure out an easy way to do that at the moment. And also for her surprise set, it's her acoustic set, and she has the most beautiful piano with flowers painted all on the back, and it's like been decoupaged as well for the actual eras tour. But I'm just going to paint the flowers on the back of the one that I make. I'm not going to get too fancy, that's going to be hard enough. But first up, we need to make this piano. So it's a nice dark brown, rusty kind of style, older version of piano. It's not shiny, it's not sleek, it's just really, really pretty. It's pretty and cottagecore and acoustic, and it's gorgeous. So we've got our feet on, we've got our pedals, we've got the board, the keyboard all ready to go. Got some nice intricate molding for the front leggy kind of bits going up because hers has that too. It's not quite, her piano is quite a low one. It's an upright, but it's not a full upright. And I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do that and then put the back on. I could probably just I could stop it there. No, I don't know. We'll just do it here. And we've got a little jumper stud on the top to put her microphone on. Now on the back, I've got outward facing studs to put my panels that I have previously painted, my brown tiles with the flowers and the vines. And it's just, I tried to do this on camera so I could show you. And I just had to go back and do it so many times. Painting is not my forte. I get there in the end, but it is not an efficient process. But anyway, it looks really pretty in the end, and I'm really, really thrilled with it. Look at how pretty that is. Okay, so on the top, we need her microphone stand, which kind of comes out. So this little bendy arm will do nicely for that. And then if we put the microphone in, I could have made her a custom microphone, but I think she's just using a black one for this set. Is she? I'm not sure. I'm going to turn that around and see if, there we go. That sits a bit better. That sits much better. Now I think that this is still actually, see, we can put that on there as music stand. I don't even think she doesn't use the music stand, obviously. I could take that away and make the whole thing a lot lower, but then I wouldn't be able to fit the panels on the back. I'm just going to leave it as it is. At the moment, she's standing behind there where really she should conceivably be sitting, but it's fine. It's all about, the extra paint on the side. It's all about the flowers on the back. I think it works. I think it works enough. I'm just in love with the flowers. Anyway, all right, so on to the green room. The green room, right. This has escaped from the 20s, this style room. I'm enjoying doing these rooms, but they're 100% different to how I would normally build. Okay, on the back wall, in front of the back wall, there's actually this little tiny brown table, but we're not going to have room to put a table in there, so I'm going to put these little tiny outwardy ledge bit things to give the idea of a couple of table lamps sitting on top of them, because they are really, really integral to this particular scene. They kind of draw the eye. They're really important. So we're going to put these into the wall. So we're going to plug them into the wall with the little prong from the tap. And then they'll appear to be sitting on that little tiny ledge, and it's just the idea of it, because this is such a tiny space. If you watch my other builds, the rooms for these, they have been they're kind of not playable. They're kind of just for looking at, because you're trying to put a lot of detail into a very small space, and a lot of it just has to be the idea of what the detail is going to be. Okay, so I'm popping these onto the wall, and then they will just sit nicely on the top of that little ledge, and we've got our table. Yeah, table lamps. All right, now the whole room, the wallpaper is really, really important, I think, for this. So I'm getting out my washi tape. I've actually had a go with my different styles, my different colors and patterns of washi tape. This one's like kind of perfect. The pattern is correct. The color of the green is wrong. When you put it on the brick, this is why I'm showing you how different they look. When you put it on the brick, the pattern goes away. So that one doesn't work quite as well for what I want, even though the actual shape of it, like the diamond shape, is perfect. But I do have the same washi tape with black. So if I put this on the green brick, is enough green? No, see that now there's not enough green poking through. So I'm gonna go with an entirely different pattern, but it still makes that kind of diamondy shape. And when I put this on the green brick, the green shows through enough that, and because the wallpaper's also kind of like that light green, but the pattern is dark, and this works better. It shouldn't, like the idea of it isn't that shouldn't work, but it does. It actually does work very, very nicely. The best out of those three options. It's funny, what you think's going to work first doesn't always work. So I always like to have a backup plan, or just keep trying different stuff. So normally I would cut these with a razor to cut them with on a cutting mat, but you can just cut them with scissors, doesn't matter. And then if you have anything overhanging, you just tuck it underneath. Nobody's going to see. So now we've got a little bit of the wallpaper here. We need more, obviously. So I've got some nicer, bigger bricks, nice big bricks that we can pop up here on either side behind the lamps. And we've got some forward-facing studs in the middle because she's got a picture of her cat, or one of her cats. And we're going to put that on the wall. And we actually have a perfect one that Lego provided from Harry Potter Center. I'm not going to say which one because then it'll be tainted for you or who owned it. But it's perfect. It's got the pink bow. It's the depiction of a white cat. All right, so, okay. On either side, we have got windows with curtains, or you just assume there are windows behind there. So we're going to make these in the same sort of like exactly the same style idea as the purple room. So we've got the lines from the white bricks going down to give the idea of the curtains falling down, and then darker on the background. But I don't have dark green tiles to make the like outsidey bit of the curtains, so I'm using lighter green just to contrast, and it doesn't really matter. I think it would be perfect if we had darker, but the light green works okay. You wouldn't think it would, but yeah, well, once we put everything in a situ, it will look fine. Once we put all the different shades of green in, it will be fine. Sometimes you just got to go with what you've got. And yeah, okay, so now we're backfilling because I've done the important bits from the front. Now we just fill out those holes in the back. So these 1x1 bricks to go up here, and same thing for the other side. And I'm going to leave the rest of that alone just for the moment because we're going to start working on the furniture for the inside. So first up, really, really big key part is the couch in the middle. Big, long, luxurious looking kind of leathery couch. And it's got all these pillows with patterns on them. I'm going to use these particular pillow patterns, that's really hard to say, from one of the elf sets. They work nicely. They're going to hold these bits together. And the dark green goes very nicely here too because, yeah, no, it just does. It just does. I don't have a because. So let's find out how we're going to do this. So we put these in because I want the rounded over. It's all very round and like luxuriously luxurious looking. Oh my goodness, the alliteration is absolutely beating me today. Yeah, so not hard edges. Everything's round and smooth, but also, yeah, luxe. So let's put this bit on the back. I'm going to put some couch cushions on. So if we put these little forward-facing bricks here, we can pop the little angledy bits too, those little floaty things, and then we can stick some tiles on them, some 2x1 tiles, which would be perfect if I had them in that new like rounded tic-tac shape. Yeah, that would be perfect for that because this one's a little bit sharp-edged for my liking, but it does the job. It's fine. All right, more rounded edges on the back, and then just filling in the spaces that I have left. We got the right shape, so now we're just backfilling. Dark brown legs on this. We might take that up another tile, but let's get the back done first. I think, yeah, smooth over the top back. This is not the most substantial couch, but that's fine. It'll be fine when we pop it in. Yeah, let's take that up another plate. That looks better. All right. Okay. Let's pop this into its place nice and centrally onto the base plate here. I think that's right. I think, yeah, that's as far back as we want it to go. And that's why we couldn't have fitted... Does that actually fit with the sticky out things? Yeah, it does. We couldn't have actually fitted a table behind that, but now we have the idea of a table. Now, we do have a little what do you call it, coffee table in front. And on the coffee table, there is a bird. There's a glass bird, which would be absolutely perfect because we do have a little bird mold, but we don't have it in see-through green glass. But I reckon if Lego ever made this set, they would be able to, they already have the mold ready to go. So for now, I'm just depicting it with some of the translucent green pieces that we have, popping this in here. Yeah, I don't think I can sit anyone on that couch with that coffee table so close, but that couch is not for sitting. It's for lounging lengthways on. Right, so on either side, or over here we've got a whole forest of stuff. So there's this big kind of pot, like fancy pot. So we're going to use this is the fancy pot, and then just make lots and lots of foliage to fill this space. And there's also a fireplace over here too. So let's angle it so that it goes forwards, and that's going to help it fill the space too, rather than it just being vertical up. So yeah, it's going to look like it's encroaching upon the couch, which is kind of what it does. Yeah, which is what it does in the actual room too. Here we got a fireplace. In front of that, there's actually a little tiny spot for spare wood. So we're going to pop some of that in front. Is there even going to be room? Yeah. I mean, that doesn't quite fit properly, but it'll stay on enough. Yeah, let's do the fireplace now and then cover it and see what, like in foliage, and see what else we need to pop in. So fireplace, it's quite it's not a sleek modern one. It's more ornate and not quite old worldy, but yeah, it's definitely a luxury kind of looking one, very fancy. So we've got our little scroll work bits over the front, and I think that's good. That's a good height. And then on the top are like kind of just some random things. So we'll put a plant on here, but there's also a little pot. Oh, knocked out the flame. It's gone. Put it back in. I'll put a little pot in that like bright green color, so that'll kind of also accent. It'll work as an accent with the window hangings with the curtains. All right, and then some more foliage. Let's see how much more foliage we can fit in over here to make the little foresty look. It really just looks like an out of control forest. So let's see, I'm gonna make there's another one at the front in a different kind of fancy pot. So let's do one that's different pot as the one at the back, but same sort of idea on making the foliage angled forwards. It's not it's very tippy. Yeah, I don't know if this is all going to fit, so it looks good though. So let's pop it in, and we might just have to turn stuff, like turn some of those little fronds around. That bit goes... then I need to figure out how to make it a little bit more stable. No, I'm just going to leave it alone. All right, and that goes in here, and then we can just kind of turn stuff around. Nice! We've got our little frondy forest. Okay, backfilling. Let's put in some walls. I think we've got enough here. No, we need one more. Walls to get up the side of the fireplace. We're also going to need wallpaper around here too, so I've got some pieces that I've prepared. Nobody's going to see what's behind here, so we're not putting any wallpaper down here. And get it up to the height of the fireplace. Very nice. And then the same thing at the front too. And then we can put just a plate along to tie all of that in together, or a couple of plates, because I don't have one plate that's long enough to go all the way along there. And then, yeah, wallpaper time, I think. Oh, I missed a bit over here. So we want that to line up when we put another one height of brick on. So let's get these in. We've got a nice big long brick here. Nobody's going to see this corner bit, so we can just put like a 1x1 brick in here. Another plate to tile this in. Oh, we need a little forward-facing bit so that we can put the album cover up here as a poster on the wall. I think that's a good place to have it. Some more wallpaper. We'll make that go around the corner too. And then, yeah, look at that. That's just, I reckon we could nestle it down. Nice, it's nestled in amongst the forest. Okay, all right, so now there's another little seat in the front, which is just such a gorgeous shape. But if I want to try and create that shape, like that single armchair in Lego, it has to bulk out a lot more. And we don't have, I did try, but I had to go with a really basic, when I was designing this, I had to go with a really basic idea for a chair because otherwise it just doesn't fit in the space. So this way we've got the chair, like it's kind of a compromise between the two worlds. We've got the chair in the space and it looks good. It's not quite as fancy as I wanted it to be, but it's fine. All right, over here, let's get the walls in. And then we will worry about that drum set. I mean, the drum set's not worried. The drum set should be nice and easy because we can actually just use the one that came from Andrea's house and just change up the color scheme. Okay, walls and there's also a door on this wall. I'm ignoring it completely because I don't have a green door. We're just going to add more wallpaper, and I even tried to match up the patterning on the wallpaper here so that it would look nice. Gonna have a little forward-facing stud bit here too somewhere because on that wall. Do these match? No, I've done something wrong somewhere. Hold on, I've put one of these bricks somewhere. I think that one over here is next to the cat picture. I think, there we go. That's better. There we go. I went to a lot of trouble to make sure the wallpaper lined up. I want to make sure it looks good. Okay, all right. So we do need forward-facing studs here to put another ornament on the wall because on the wall is this old kind of brass. Yeah, it's a sculpture kind of thing. And in the Orient Express, there's actually this fantastic wood paneling. Yeah, this sticker actually came out of the Orient Express, so it's perfect for this spot. Absolutely perfect. All right, more wallpaper along the back, and then I think we might be at the right height. Right, let's do the drum kit now. Now, as I said before, this is actually just the same design of the drum kit from Andrea's house, so if you're looking for the instructions for this, you can just, copy it completely. That's what I've done from the instructions, and you can have a look at them on the app, and I've just changed the color scheme over so that it's all black, and then the upright bits here are silver, or grey because we don't have silver uprights, and gold hi-hats, cymbal-y things. There we go. Nice and simple. I mean, that's all we need. That's all we need. Now, we have to make sure, it does fit in the space. It does just. So if we pop it on there, it's kind of pushing against the wall a bit much. I wonder if I move this over just like one stud, and then maybe I can attach the drum kit on, breaking the foliage everywhere. Attach it on maybe from a different attachment point, maybe from the edge rather than the middle. No, middle's good. No, edge. Yeah, that looks really good. That sits in the space really nicely. So it's kind of floating though, so I'm going to put it 2x1 tile underneath it, just simply for aesthetics. That's not necessary, but it just looks nicer. Now, she cannot fit in here anywhere. Oh yeah, she can. She can stand behind the drum kit. Perfect. But let's get her out now because we're not finished and she's putting glitter everywhere. Okay, putting our nice smooth topping along the top with a couple of jumper studs to attach this when we eventually do make it part of the whole lover house. So I haven't even thought about how I'm going to make all these rooms into it, but I'll figure it out when we get there. Yeah, good. Okay, this looks great. I love the style. I love the wallpaper. I just love how easy it is to make patternings on things with washi tape, but I love my piano. I'm really, really proud of the painting I did on it. I did not think I would be able to do it. Got there in the end. Persevered. All right, today we are going to complete another room and another Eras Tour outfit. Today we're working on the yellow room for the Fearless album. This is like more orangey than yellow though too, so yeah, let's get into it. All right, so first up we're going to be making the Eras Tour outfit. We have got a selection of outfits, obviously, as we always do with Taylor Swift's outfits. These are gorgeous, but the ones with the dangly bits down the bottom are not the most popular ones, and also I don't want to have to do that on a mini doll, so we're going to actually settle on this one, which is such a gorgeous outfit. Anyway, it's kind of almost a champagne-y colour, so I have painted a mini doll. So we have got the silver boots, which have added a little bit of sparkle to, and for the dress, I tried to do that zigzag effect on it, which, I didn't really pull off the idea that it's fringe, but I did get, I think, the colours pretty well, and it gave it a little bit of a shape with a bit of zigzagging kind of ish. I think it's ended up, if you looked at this outfit, you would know what it's supposed to be, and that's the whole point. I'm not going to show you all the fails that I had trying to make this. So we have got the Fearless Eras Tour outfit. Very nice. She also has got a particularly custom guitar for this, and I have made this. So I have painted a guitar white, and I then bedazzled it, sparkled it to within an inch of its life. It was really, really fun. What wasn't fun was trying to actually do the 13 on the bottom of it. I tried 5 times and I kept scraping it off. So I'm just ignoring the fact that there's supposed to be a 13 down the bottom in big gems. I'll try again another day. And we've also got the Eras Tour album. I just printed this out to size to fit on the tile. I do also think I probably need to investigate a photo printer or something like that. Maybe take it down to Kmart, see what their photo printers can do. Because just on my little, home printer, it doesn't look terribly great. But it does the job. What do I need? I think it looks fine. It looks fine. I'm just starting to get to the point where I want things to look even better, so I probably need to investigate that. But anyway, for now, it looks fine. So for the room, this is the yellow orangey room, which is a games room. They spent a lot of time up on the roof, so I'm going to have to build an upside down component for the roof. Actually build a roof in, which is not something that I've done for the other rooms. Right, so we also need that, what do you call it? Arched window framey kind of thing with a window seat in it. So there's actually not a lot of room in there, so I'm going to try and do this as flat as possible but still get the effect. So to make those curtained windowed ideas, I'm actually spreading this washi tape over 2 bricks. I know this is verboten. This is forbidden in the Lego community to spread a sticker over 2 bricks, but it's fine. It's fine. It's not like I'm going to be using them for anything else at the moment. So these are going to create the shape, like that V shape on the windowy bit. So yeah, just popping them in the middle and then bringing them over to the side. And then I'm just snipping. I'm not even snipping this off particularly carefully because I'm just bending it over the edges. And then all of those bend over bits, they're going to be held in place by the other bricks surrounding it. So, okay. Using what I have, so the colours are not going to be quite the same. I'm just using what I have in orange and yellow, and we want this shape here around the side. So the back bit is quite dark red. We've got a line around the whole wall, which I'm going to do with this brownie colour, starting it back here. And then on the top, we need these forward-facing studs so that we can make that rounded shape. So using these curved tile pieces, and if I had more space, I would ultimately like to make it more recessed so that it is actually physically pushed back. But it's such a small area we're actually working in here. I just need to make it look right. So, okay, so we are getting our rounded shape around for the wall. And then, the rest of the wall's pretty easy, except for those little shadow boxes on it. That's not easy to do in Lego form at this small scale. Anyway, we'll worry about that when we get to it. Let's get our rounded bit right and our little recessed window seat alcove thing right. And we'll pop it down onto a base plate. This is the best brown that I have at the moment, so it's fine. It matches the shade enough. We're getting the other side now. On the other side of the windows it's pretty much just a mirror image of what we did on the other side, except there's just a little bit. I'm going to pop in a forward facing stud here so that I can start putting in some of the wall elements as well too. All right, okay, so we've got the major feature here. We've also got a window seat underneath, so to pop that, that's not anywhere nearly long enough. Let's get this in here. Build it up just a little bit. And then if we use these pieces, which I don't know what they call, they've got like that little recess in them. I'm using the word recessed a lot. It's appropriate for this build though. It makes it appear that's a little bit further forward. And then we need some pillows on it. So nice big long one for the back because we're going to put a board game on top of those because that's what we see in the picture that I've pulled out of the music video. And then a couple of little side ones. Very cute. Nobody's going to be able to sit on this, but it's really just for show in this particular build. So this is our... I can't angle that, dang. Okay, it's fine. It'll do. All right. And we've got this big circular, concentric circle mat down the bottom in varying shades of brown. It seems weird that we're using so much brown in a room that's supposed to be themed yellow, but, it's very retro. It's very 70s, actually, the style of this room, I feel. Maybe 50s. I still can't kind of get the era right. Okay, so we've got our mat, and then off to this side, there is a table, which is one of those plastic tables, which were all one molded piece of plastic. So to get the effect of this, of the, what do you call it? The table leg, the table stand, the middle bit, the middle bit actually going up. I'm going to have to do a little bit of bodging with a stick inside the actual bricks going through all the holes to try and connect it, because otherwise they don't connector. And then this can be the bottom. And then that looks like one big yellow table, all one mold. And it gives that the right shape. It's going to sit a little bit up off the bottom plate, I think. Maybe we can stick it in between the studs. I think that will do. On this table, there's actually a chess set, a game in process. So I've got a sticker to go with that, which came out of one of the Harry Potter sets. It's not going to actually be able to stick onto that table, but that's fine. Okay, and there are 2 chairs. I'm only going to be able to fit one, I think, into this build. So, and I can't really emulate the stick leg style of the chair. We're just going to go with the general idea of there being a chair and it being in the build. Oh my gosh, like I said, this is a bit bodgy, this one. It's hard. I found it hard to find the colours that would work quite right for this and to also create the shapes that I want. But I'm doing what I can with what I have. So if we pop this over in here, hopefully this will still fit okay once I put a wall in behind it. I might have to move it around a bit, but that's fine for now. On the other side, okay, on the other side, distinguishing feature is a lamp on a plastic stool, which is being used as a side table. Orange plastic stool, so we got perfect piece for that. Lamp's nice and easy. And then if we pop it over here, we might just sit it up off the floor with just another little jumper stud round thing. That looks nice. That gives a little bit more of an idea of an open-legged stool too. Maybe, maybe I'm just making that up, but a bit. Okay, all right. In this area too, we're just going to now get all of our wall in and around and then see how we're going for space. On the back wall are some little pockets which are holding documents, I think, little coloured pockets. I'm just going to put some square tiles on here to give the idea of these. If this were a bigger build, we could actually build something to create those pockets, but I think for this, the ratio's off just a bit, which is driving me a bit bonkers, but I'm just going to have to accept it and move on. And on this side, we've got another little pocket, and that one's going to have orange. So we've got orange, lighter orange, and red. I can't have them the right ratio. At least I want to have them straight on there. That looks okay. Okay, no, that's good. That's good. Actually, it's really nice because it just gives a little pop of colour on that back wall, which is otherwise just a big solid colour. Okay, we're just going to put some random board games that I have stickers for, or, card games, and then I'm pretty sure there are army men, little figurines down in this corner here, so I'm going to put one here. There's a basket with some rugs over there. I'm going to see if I can fit them in later on. So let's work over on this side with this wall. This wall's got a major door in it, which I think this time we might actually use, because in the past we've just ignored the doors. But this door it works really perfectly with the colouring and everything. And then in front of that there are, there's some more of those little shadow boxes. I think we're only going to have room kind of for one over on this wall. Shadow boxes, I've found them so hard to create. So I've just kind of put a sticker on a tile and hope that it would work. A shadow box. Down here on the floor, another little pile of board games, and then in the corner next to the door there is a yellow bin, so this should work quite nicely for yellow bin with a bright silver lid. In front of the bin there's a little family of ducks, and once again the ratio is just way off, but I just had to put a couple of little ducks in here because they're so cute and because we've got them in Lego form. Okay, alright, so let's head... should we fill in the back wall or no? Yeah, let's head back over to this side because we've got some shadow boxes to pop on this wall. Just like the other side, we're just going to use some tiles with some stickers on them to give you the idea that there are boxes on the walls holding books and toys and things like that. It's not exactly what I wanted it to be. I might mess around with it later. I might print some of my own little stickers off to put in them, but for now I'm just going to use what I have. Okay, because I don't know whether this is a detail that's really that important. I think as a detail is important that we have them on the wall, but what's in them, yeah, it's hard to see also in the music video. Now, this one down here is going to be the holder for the album cover because we have the albums in all of the rooms. This one down here is our little sideways here, and I've just, yeah. So these should actually have books sitting upright in them, and one has books lying downwards in it, but it just gives the idea, and having the white rim around the tiles looks a bit like a shadow box. I'm calling it. It'll work for now. We're working at such a small ratio here. We have to just do what we have. Okay, all right. So we have got the majority of this all put together. I'm going to have to work on the ceiling. I'm kind of speaking really, really fast because this is going to be the hardest part of the whole lot, doing something upside down, making sure it actually fits too. So let's do it. Let's get started. So in this space, I would love to be able to just put like No, we're going to have to build something to fit within those walls. So if we have these, yeah, okay, now we're going to need another one along the back. I would have ultimately loved to have had just one solid piece that would fit this space, but because we've got these, we're going to need to connect them all together underneath. So now our ceiling is going to get thicker, but that's okay. I think it will look okay. All right. So, I mean, you got to do what you can with what you have. And this is what I have. And this is the only way I could really think of to do this in the most economical way anyway. And because this bit's going to be at the back, that doesn't matter what it's going to look like. So this is the front. We could fill all of that in, but I'm not going to. It really just matters what it looks like from the front because the top's going to be covered with the next floor anyway, with the blue room. Okay, so how are we going to suspend this upside down? We're going to use these little jiggery pieces with the holes at the back and put some Technic pins. Luckily, I've got some yellow ones. So they're going to go in there and that's going to be able to hold it nice and flush into the wall. Obviously, if I hadn't have put, obviously I need to put the little the brick with the hole in on the side. So let's do that. I only have one light yellow one, so I'm going to put this on the outside where it's going to be seen. The inside's going to be hidden. Okay, so there is a beautiful pendant light in the middle that they're playing around. So we've got these glass globes, which we have half of. I'm going to put this little disc around the top to just fit it in with the theme of all of that Formica. It's called Formica, that plastic that those chairs and that table's made out of. It was a very distinctive thing. I'm pretty sure it was Formica. So, okay, I'm getting distracted. Memory's coming back. So if we put this in here like that, that should hold in place nicely. I was going to put a little rod in, but it actually hangs too low. So I'm going to just put it directly into this little hole bit on the ceiling that I've popped on. And we're going to put some, I know there aren't any little cushions up on the ceiling, but I'm going to put some cushions up for them to sit on and a little cat, because in some of the scenes there, her cat's in the ceiling, well, on the ceiling with them. Some more board games. We've got this one with the cards, and this over here can hold this one, which looks like a version of Catan. Catan. Let's go with Catan. Said Catan too many times. All right, shall we see whether this is going to work? This is going to be fun. Okay, so tip it upside down, nobody falls off, so that's an excellent start. And if we pop these into the spaces that I left, it actually holds on the front. It holds on the front on the little tiles that I popped, that little yellow tile. I probably should have done it on the other side too, because it's going to poke down. So yeah, it holds on nicely. So we've got our upside down floor. Okay, down here, I'm going to just put a little pillow rug thing kind of down there, so it's a bit of an intimation of what we have for the baskets of blankets. Right, okay. The most important part, I think, is seeing whether we can actually put Taylor on the roof. There is, oh my gosh, there's not a lot of headroom. Like I said, the ratio is all a bit screwy, but that's okay. It's only, it looks so good though. That's so awesome. All right, I still need to put the tiles along the top, and that was where my camera decided to just blank out. So we've lost a little bit of footage here, but I just put the tiles along the top and another little tile in the front left-hand corner so that the roof didn't push down, and I smoothed over the front as well. So not a lot happened that you missed. Is that okay? I was devastated, but it was only a little bit. Now I gotta find out why my camera overheated and tried to make my life difficult. So we'll get Taylor back in here. Everything's okay, she's still here. And let's have a look. Let's put this into situ maybe with some of the other rooms we've already made. So this one will be sitting in the middle. So it will be on top of the green room. So nice. And then if our roof is installed, our ceiling's installed properly, yeah, it looks fine. It looks flat. We should definitely be able to put the blue room on here. Ah, this is so good. Okay, all right. We've done it. We've made the yellow fearless room. Ah, that sounds ominous. Okay, so we're using this iconic look for our mini doll today. The t-shirt with graphic on it, like the graphic keeps changing depending upon how Taylor's feeling on the day. And she's got the black hot pants and the black hat. Iconic look. All right, so I have made this. I've made this version with the Who's Taylor Swift anyway, y'all. And she's got her comfy shoes on, comfy shoe option, nice. And she's got her black sequiny sparkly hot pants. And for her shirt, I've popped the text on with a water transfer decal paper. I'll do a tutorial at some stage on how to do all the things that I'm doing. It's too complex to do on a video at the moment, but I'll do like just an overview of all of this stuff one day in the future, I promise, because I'm learning lots and lots of things, making all of these different outfits. It looks a little bit Harry High Pants because we can't do that out of the, like the hanging out t-shirt look, so she looks like she's got them tucked in real hard, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine. It works fine. And for her hat, this hairpiece was perfect. This was one that came in the like a Friends line first, and I think the Main Street set when Stephanie was wearing it. Anyway, hat with hair combo, perfect. It was a pink, like a magenta pink hat. I just painted it black, nice and simple, and I left her hair alone because it was already blonde. She doesn't have a fringe, but I'm ignoring that. It absolutely looks fine. Now, we've got her album. I've printed it out. We've got Taylor's version, obviously. Printed out. We're going to be putting this on the wall of the Red Room because that's what I'm doing. Each time we get a new album cover, when we get the Taylor's version, I'm adding them to the walls. There is a perfect spot in this too where there's a picture on the wall, so we're gonna take that picture out and pop the album in. It's gonna be so good. Okay, I didn't finish here with the outfit though, because when she takes the t-shirt off, she actually has this ombre sparkle jumpsuit underneath. So I've painted a top to go with this, to turn this into yet another outfit. This is the first time I've done 2 outfits for one era. Or for one set, yeah, one era. No, that's right, they're ears. So she's now got her ombre sparkles, and I have managed to avoid the glitter coming off absolutely everywhere. It's still coming off a little bit. So I sealed it with a gloss acrylic. So it's helping hold the glitter on, which is really nice. Still coming off a bit, but anyway. Okay, let's swap her back over to the t-shirt hot pants combo because it's just so incredibly iconic. Pop her hat back on, hat and hair. Oh my goodness, I just said it wasn't coming off. It's still coming off bits, but it's not coming off everywhere. Right, okay. The outfit's ready. Let's get the room ready. So this is what it looks like. I took screenshots from the music video. Really hard to get the corners, like the side of this, but there were a couple of different options. I'm just going with, I know she has a New Year's Eve party in there as well, but I'm just going with a more intimate, quiet version of the room, like we see in this shot here. Can you have an intimate, quiet? Yeah, I suppose I can. All right, so we need our flooring. We need the windows at the back. Really stumped me. So I have a few different options. I'm going to show you all of my thought processes I went through. So the windows, they go up like this high. We need like 1 brick on the top, but we actually don't have windows that are kind of this right size in Lego. So I tried this one, which is smaller, but it needs another brick on top. I've decided to go with this door frame size. We've got a couple of different choices. I've spilled paint on this. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to remove that. If they were out on my table while I was painting, that was very bad of me. So yeah, window options were just a little bit tricky for me because they're really pretty in the actual video and they're kind of opaque, but they're also detailed, and neither of these are quite right, but I do have 2 of each. So I'm going to put these ones in initially, and then at the end when we finish the build, I'll swap them out for the other ones and we can see which ones look better. Now they're actually too close down to the ground, but I'm hopeful that we're going to actually be able to just cover the base of these up, make it look as though they go like further up, because we're going to be putting a nice big settee in front of it, a chaise lounge in front of it. Okay, for the back, we've got dark red going about a third of the way up the wall. It's like paneling, wainscoting, which just creates a decorative element for the bottom part of the wall. I've put these little indented pieces in because they just, they create that, hopefully they give that idea of the decorative elements. The red, I really wanted to create the wallpaper from this look, which is kind of like a red, blacky, mottly, velvety look, but I didn't have like the right sort of washi tape for it. So I may add it in the future. For now, I'm just going to keep it as it is. Trust me, there's going to be enough busyness in the rest of the room anyway. Okay, so these windows are actually only supposed to start like a bit further up the wall. So I'm going to try and cover that with the chaise lounge in front of it. But first up, we need to put in our carpeting because we're going to be putting furnituring in on top of the carpeting. Furnituring. I did put washi tape on some of these little carpeting pieces, and they're kind of a bit like... they look mismatched and all over the shop here. It's actually intentional because it's the carpet with a bit of patterning just in the middle, which is weird. It's not even a rug. But anyway, so we're not going to see this. The furniture's going to be over most of it, but it's just going to give a little bit of detailing to the flooring once we've popped furniture on it. Now, in either corner at the back are some really nice stand lights, up lights, and they are kind of the focal point of this whole thing because they are bright. They're little bright lights in the back of a very dark room. So let's make them nice and gorgeous. So we've got a gold rod. To make that kind of uppy shape, I've added a see-through bit on the bottom. For some reason, it just kind of adds to the shape rather than just having one one disc on it. Don't ask me why, it just does. I tried 2 white discs, didn't work. So much better just with a see-through one and a white disc. It's some sort of like optical illusion. I don't know. I just don't know. And I love the chrome gold for the bottom. It just is so luxury. It's gorgeous. Okay, so they go on either side at the back. Already looks like a gorgeous room. Now we need our chaise lounge. So actually a fainting couch. So it's for reclining on elegantly. So it needs to be flat on one end and just has cushions on the other end. So we're going to use this really, really cute piece as our cushioning for the holding our plate bits together, basically. And then we have got cushioning on one side up over here on the left. And so we're making that red, but actually there's actually a pink cushion here as well. So I'm adding a corally pink one with a little bit of gold detailing on it. Once again, washi tape, fantastic stuff. I love it. And smoothing out the front. I wish I had a little like a rainbow arch bit, but not a rainbow in red to go around the corner. But for now, I'm just smoothing it with the pieces that I have. On the bottom, popping on little gold studs for feet. This one here is actually going to attach to the stud I have waiting here for it at the back. So that is where it is. Yeah, it's actually connecting on. It doesn't quite cover in front of the windows as much as I'd like, but it'll do. It does fine. This little side table, gold side table with a black topper, and on it, no idea what's on it, some sort of glassware. So I'm going to use this gold ring. So hard to tell what was in this room. A gold ring with a see-through stud on the top makes it look a bit like it's a vase or a fancy cup or something, just a little bit gorgeous on the side. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. Okay, should we do no, let's do this side before we start putting the furniture in the middle, because otherwise we're not going to be able to see what we're doing. Now there's a fireplace here on the front, so we're going to designate that space for it, but over here, it's basically just our wainscoting, really enjoying saying that word, our paneling, and then we've got our red going all the way up. But let's work on the fireplace now. The fireplace it's kind of a dark reddy black color. I'm going with our dark red too. And I've already built a fireplace for the green room. This one's a different design. This one is like, that one was more ornate. This one's more modern. It has a rounded top. So I've used a wheel arch for that, which works really, really nicely. I was really lucky that I had one in this color. The top is black. We've got little sticky out bits on the top, and then it just smooths over. There is nothing sitting on the top of that fireplace when everything's been cleaned up after the New Year's Eve party. On the side, there's actually a spot for some spare wood, so I'll pop it on this little gold table too, little gold stand. And then I think that is pretty much it for this side. So we're going to keep building the wall up, and then we have got a place for a picture on top, sitting above the fireplace. So this is where we're going to put the album cover. I had a bit of trouble saying that. Album cover. I feel as though it should sit a bit higher up now. I feel as though it's a little bit too high. For now, I can leave it there, but I would have to change my bricks up a bit. Maybe use a different, I don't know. I'll leave it there for now. Stop thinking about other ways to do things. No. Okay, let's put the chairs in. So the chairs are these really low profile, mid-century modern style chairs. They are red velvet. They've got like low rounded cushioning. So I've made this like little red blubbly bit, for the back. And these little red sides, very uppy. This is as low profile as I could make it and as small as I could make them. And I really wanted them small to be able to fit in this space because there's not a lot of room to actually fit stuff into. The other chair has got a yellow cushion on it, so I was very excited to put a yellow one on. If I had those rounded pieces like the little loaf of breads in yellow, I don't know what they're properly called, that would have also been a really cute cushion on here, but I didn't, so I had to use what I have. So this one is going to go, actually let's do the table first. The table's actually black, and I did not have a black one of these. I should have one, but I couldn't find it. So instead I'm using gold because it fits in with the rest. I don't think it matters. So it's actually a black glass table with some, I think, kind of reflected gold roundy, like cylindry legs, but I've mixed this up to work with what I have, but it still works with the theme. It still looks really nice, and it still looks like the room, and that's what matters. Sometimes you just have to use the pieces you have. Okay, all right, so I need to draw breath at some stage, but it's not going to happen anytime soon because we're not finished. So over on this side, we have got a door, which is luckily in the right color. It's not a full enclosed panel, but that's fine. It looks fine with everything else there. On this side, there's actually a like a little drinks cart or a little drinks table. So I'm just putting an idea of that in this corner. So we're using these gold taps to create the legs because they make a really nice wire looking leg. Got a black wine bottle and a margarita glass. Yes, a margarita glass. So we're going to pop this over in the corner And then when we build the wall up behind it, we're going to have a problem because if you have flat bricks, that margarita glass does not sit flatly up against like it's going to get pushed forwards. So we need to make a little recess in the wall, and I didn't have the right colors for this, so I just used a black bracket piece, which works fine with the rest of the color scheme. And then you can't actually, there's no studs on the top, so you can't connect bricks to it. So the bricks are going to be connected to the bricks above, and then they just sit on the top. It's really nice. It's very, very tidy. Okay, let's put this chair back in. I can't quite figure out where I want to attach it. Like with a little jumper stud down the bottom, you can put it in all sorts of different spots. I think that's good. I really like how that's nestled in nice and closely to the coffee table. All right, this is really such a lovely looking room. Now we've just got to put our bits on the top, which are going to allow us to attach the next room on the top. Oh my goodness, we're so close to putting this together. And it does have a very, very distinctive lamp. Now, we're going to use this bucket piece in gold to make that angled, like, what do you call it? Rectangular arch kind of thing. Rectangular arch? I don't know what I'm saying. If I had a see-through middle piece with those 4 studs going around on either side, it would have been so much better. And like a see-through clips too, instead of you just use black. It's fine. It works nicely. It's a little bit darker than I want it to look, but it's fine. So this is going to actually attach to the pink floor above with this little notch here. So I'll show you how this will happen, because we'll put the whole thing together when we've got all of the rooms built. It's going to be so exciting. We're getting close. So this is going to attach hopefully centered, but in the meantime, just so that we remember it's here, the purple room had this same kind of thing. It has a lamp that we're going to be attaching into the roof of the floor above, which is this room. Oh my goodness, it's all starting to come together. But for now, we're just going to use this little attachment here so we can see what it's going to look like falling off in the middle of the room. No, floating in the middle of the room. There we go, angled just nicely. I feel as though it's such a cumbersome lamp. I wanted it to look so much more delicate, but I just couldn't do it with the pieces I had. Anyway, it's such a gorgeous looking room. I wonder if it would look better if I added a wallpapery kind of element to those red bricks behind. And I could also, like, we could set this up for New Year's Eve too. I could have like a little pennant of, nah, it gets too untidy. Let's just leave it nice and tidy as it is. I like this. Oh, I was going to check out what do the other windows look like? So we'll pop these ones out, put these ones in, which are just, I mean, no, I just don't think they're detailed enough. The opaqueness is there, but the detail isn't there. I think I just don't. Let me know in the comments your thoughts, whether you prefer these ones, the opaque ones, or whether you prefer the ones that I've chosen, which I think it has to be these ones. Unless there's something else that I can create. I mean, these ones look nice, but they don't look like the windows in the actual music video, and that irks me so much. Oh my gosh, though, we are done. We're done with the red room. Are we heading straight up to the attic for Reputation next? We are. We're almost finished. We're working in the attic today. The Reputation for the Reputation album. And of course, we're going to put together an outfit from the Reputation set of the Eras tour. And then, oh my gosh, we are almost finished this house. We're going to be able to assemble it soon. But I've got some more things I need to tell you, but I'm going to wait till the end. No suspense or anything, but stuff. So let's have a look though. Let's get this together. I had so much fun putting this outfit together because it's so incredibly iconic. The like black unitard, like one-legged unitard with the snakes coiled all the way around. Such a great costume, and this is the only one she's actually worn for the Reputation set for all of the Eras tour. That just kind of shows how iconic it is, I think. So, making this in mini doll form, I have painted this. So I actually took a pair of the black long pant leg pieces. I had to paint the boots on so they're all nice consistent black, and then I just painted the skin tone on one leg for the one-legged unitard look. Tied it in with the top. I tried so hard to get like a sheer top to it, up around her neck and down her arm by making some really watered down black paint, and I just didn't manage to pull it off, which was really frustrating. I need to experiment a bit more. Oh, yeah, so the watered down paint got everywhere. It's still on the other arm, but that's okay. I'll clean that up with some isopropyl alcohol later on. Yeah, didn't notice that till we got up really close under the macro lens, but I love all the snaky red tendrils along the unitard. It looks amazing. So I'm going to use this headpiece that I made previously with the Fimo hair because it looks just so much better than the other one. It's funny how different hair pieces look better on different outfits. I just don't know why it does, but it works really nicely. So she needs her album as well, which I've printed out for each of the rooms. This one's, because it's got such tiny text on it, I mean, you can tell what it's supposed to be, but it's really hard to see that text. But we're just going to pretend it's a bit clearer. It doesn't matter. You can tell. I think the whole point is you can tell. All I've done is print that out on my printer and fitted it on to a nice smooth tile piece. All right. Okay, so we got the album. We've got the outfit. Now we need the room. So the attic actually spans across the middle section, so we're going to have to make it bigger than the previous ones. But the whole colour scheme is supposed to be black, but up here it's not. It's wood and there's white sheets over stuff. So we're going to go with the colours you can see in the actual video, but I'm going to use a little bit of artistic license and make some of the stuff darker too. And when you put a roof on it, looks darker too. So we have got our dark grey base plate, which I could have used black, but I didn't have one. I do have one somewhere, but I don't know where it is. And then we need the arch for the back walls. So, because I have actually created the roof to go on this, the roof line, so that I knew how this was all going to work, but I'm not going to show it to you yet, because the roof's going to be for the Midnights album. Okay, that's what I was going to tell you at the end, that we were going to actually represent all of the different rooms within this house, and then I gave it away. But that's right, we'll talk about it a little bit more at the end. Let's concentrate on this. So we have got some hooks to hang up the sheet so that we can project the home movies on it. And in the back, it's kind of hard to see, but there is a round, like there's a circular window in the background. So we're going to just put this little circle-y piece, hold on, let's get all these little peak bits up first, and then we can put our little forward-facing stud bit and we can pop a circle in front, and that'll give you the idea of a circular window at the top of that peak. Now, all I've done is I've printed out one of, I think, Taylor's Instagram pictures with her cat, like overexposed, nice and big. The cat face is horrifyingly close to the camera, just kind of like home movies. So I printed that out on a sheet of paper and hole punched the holes. Perfect. It was so easy. Didn't have to get too high tech. Works out nicely. So we've got our projected image on the back wall, and now we just need to get the angle right for the roof line, and now we can start messing about on the inside. Now in here we have a whole heap of stuff covered with sheets, just like random sheet shapes. That's really tricky to say. So we're going to build some random sheet shapes. I was so proud I said it correctly the first time, so I had another go and I succeeded. It's a good day. All right, so this is like kind of our lump at the back on the left-hand side. So if we pop this on top of our little jumper stud there, pop that over there, that's fine. Doesn't matter, that's kind of hanging in the air because no one's going to see that in a minute. There's going to be a lamp in front of it. The lamp's quite prominent because there's light coming from it. And then we're going to have a little puddle of sheets here at the front that have been taken off the trunk that's at the front. So the lamp, let's put this lamp together. We're just kind of making everything dingy colours, like dingy attic-y colours to fit in here. I feel like the sheets should probably even be like a light grey, but then it would look really, really sad. Okay, over here we're making a kind of a platform of sheet as well. Like another puddle of sheet, but like a flat one, which we're going to be attaching stuff to. Things are going to be sitting on top of it. Now, there's not actually a lot of interesting stuff up here. It's just a heap of trunks and boxes and sheets. So we're going to add some little clues to songs from the Reputation album in here. We've got cutlery in here. We got some red knives for just a little bit of ominous foreboding, maybe. I don't know. So they're like, because she's polishing the silverware, intolerate it. Got a tiny little toy car for the getaway car. We'll pop it on the top here. Now the projector's also sitting on the top of this chest here, just to the kind of the left of the middle. So we'll put together an oldie-timey looking kind of projector. Once again, I'm sticking to blacks and greys and dingy colours because it's all very gloomy up here. It's full of memories. So we'll pop this on here and then we can kind of angle it if we pop it on our sheet platform there. Yeah, that looks right. And she's sitting on a suitcase, So yeah, on a suitcase. I've said suitcase so many times now. It's definitely a suitcase. Is it a suitcase? I don't know. Who can say? Yeah, so we've got a suitcase for her to sit on, and then we're just going to have like a random little box here with with a little bit of sheet on the front, and then it's kind of a little vase thing. So you can see that in the actual in the music clip. All right, so it might be time to put a little bit of wall on. So they're going to be low walls on the side because we have to. I've already pre-planned this, so it's gonna fit. I had to make sure it works with the roof line. Now I've got a little upward-facing Duvalaki thingy, bitty bobbity things because I want to have a spot where we can kind of lean the album cover up here rather than attaching it to the wall. So it's leaned up against Yeah, up against the flooring. So it sits on top of that puddle. Our puddle of sheets. That's so disturbing to say. Okay, all right. Cool. This is looking very, very good. We got one side going nicely. We might just put some like random stuff up over here. Some more sheets. I'm just so tired of saying sheets. What else can I say? Linen. So, and it's stuff. They're dust covers. All right, dust covers. Let's go with that. All right, so we've got some dust covers at the back. We've also got a nice big kind of bulky something over on the right hand side that's also covered in dust covers. So I'm going to build something over here that kind of depicts that. And then in front of that, we're going to have, actually we might have an opened box, which is cool. She's been digging in that box for something random. Don't know what it is because there's no room to actually put anything in there, but we can put something in here. We could pop some champagne glasses in here as a little bit of like a nod to New Year's Day. So they're stored up here too. So many memories up here in the attic. So we'll pop it over here, pop our little box over there, and then some more dust cover in the front here, kind of pooling at the front, puddling. And there is an upright fan in the image, so we're going to put this in like a wiry kind of looking thing, and we'll make it as simple as we possibly can. That kind of doesn't turn anymore, but you know what? It does kind of, if I pull it out. Let's pop it over there. And then there's also a chair. Like there are a couple of chairs, like wire kind of chairs stuck in the corner. So we'll build one because I think there's only kind of room for one. And I'm using gold as an accent color because it kind of looks like they might have like goldy kind of seats, but I think it also goes nicely with the rest. So using some artistic license here to decide what's going to happen. In the corner. Yep. Okay, that fits nicely. Now, okay, so behind here, snugged in, hidden up against the wall behind the chair next to the trunk, is going to be a red snake. Yeah, so it's hidden. It's just going to be peeking out the front. You're only going to know it's in there if you're paying attention for the last couple of seconds. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So yeah, so as a little bit of imagery also. Yeah, so the attic was, I mean, it's the perfect place. It's like hidden memories. Great place to put Easter eggs from the album. Okay, all right. So we've got our walls in. I think that is pretty much, we don't have room for anything else. We can pop Taylor in here sitting on the suitcase, and actually, we might take her out again because we are going to have a go at seeing how this is going to look kind of, sort of, when we put it together. So it has to go on top. We'll just get in the rooms that are directly below it. And I've already done the little peaked sidey bits to go up towards the arch. So filled out that wall, which is good because now I have a place to actually hang my lantern from, or the lamp from, in the pink room. So it needs to go in here. We need to leave space in between for the room underneath, well, for those little middle rooms, which we're going to build too. That's very exciting. Okay, we are so close. I cannot get this to... Why is it not fitting? I know it should fit. It's probably just because we don't have everything sitting where it's supposed to be yet, holding it in place. Let me just... There we go. All right, so just a little bit of jiggery pokery and we are done. And I've even managed to get the right ratio for that roof line. I hope we'll find out when I install the roof. So here's what it actually looks like. Just a sneaky peek on before we do our next installment. But my plan is to represent all of the albums in this house, even the ones that were done after the house was released. Like, yeah, hold on. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So we're going to have a room for Evermore, a room for Folklore. The roof's going to be for Midnights, and we're going to hide the Tortured Poets department behind the front door. And of course, we're going to need outfits for each of these eras. So there's still so much to do. Today, we're going to find out what is behind the front door. Shut the front door. We're also going to build the front door. Right, so let's get started. Where do we start? Well, we start by saying, yeah, this is going to be the TTPD room. That's hard to say. The Tortured Poets department room. TTPD, so hard. Feels weird. Anyway, all right. So because Taylor added songs from her latest album to the Eras tour, we have an outfit for this, which is an amazing one. And for this outfit, which is actually, it has actually got the lyrics from Fortnite, from one of her songs on it. So for this, because it's kind of like, it's all about paper and writing and it's poets, right? So yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, so to make the outfit, I'm going to show you what I used as my base this time around because there's not a lot of building in this because it's a little room. So got this skirt piece which came with one of the Ariel sets quite a while ago, and this top which is, oh my gosh, from some of the original Lego Friends, probably 2012, I don't know, a long time ago. But because it's white underneath the pink, you can actually erase the pink off the top if you're careful and then not take the white off, which is what I am going to do. So I'm going to show you what materials I'm using for this in case you're interested. I mean, you can use different things, but this is what I have. Because I used to silversmith, I actually have these polishing papers. I haven't got time to silversmith anymore. I spend all my time building Lego. But these polishing papers, so they're like a fabric, but they're impregnated with a grit. So this is a 40 grit one, and I use the rubber to create the pressure, and it just gives you like a nice little edge. If I want a sharp edge, I can use the other edge of the rubber. Anyway, it just helps me focus where I am going to be putting this pressure on. And because it's soft, like the actual sandpaper itself is soft, it gets around all those contours. They're really useful. So yeah, if you make any sort of jewelry like polymer clay and you do the sanding on these, you probably already have these around already. But the sandpaper is so much harder to get a really good sand off. Like it's a lot more aggressive, even though it's the same grit. Anyway, let's move this up a little bit. There's so many anyways. And you can also actually just use an eraser to do this. It takes a lot more elbow grease and it's not as easy and precise. And you can also use nail polish remover, but that can be quite aggressive and you can also end up melting the plastic. So this is the best way I've found to actually erase a print. Okay, all right, so this is where we got to, and I did one previously where I just painted a little bit more over the sleeves. I didn't probably need to, but anyway. And oh my goodness, the color mismatch between the white skirt and the white top doing my head in. But yeah, you know, some things we just have to ignore and move on. Okay, so here is the skirt piece with her boots painted onto it. I have avoided painting with white as much as I possibly can because it is just a devil to get smooth, but I think this has turned out okay, and I just messed with it as little as possible. Now for her skirt, I really just wanted to make it paper because that's the whole kind of thing for this. Books, poets, poetry. And I've printed out, because the skirt has got the lyrics for Fortnite on it, like the actual skirt. So I had a bit of a mess around with different skirt designs and layering of them and kind of getting the text on it. And I came up with this as my end product, and I don't know that I love it. Or like when I look back at the actual picture of her dress, it's not as poofy as I would like it to be, but I really, really wanted it to be paper. So I may go back and make something out of an air dry clay to make it poofier, but I don't know how I would put the text on. And I also just I like the symbolism of her skirt being paper too. So it works okay, and we get those little creases and folds in it too, which her skirt has. So there we go. We've got an outfit for her Tortured Poets department outfit. That was too many times saying outfit. Let's get her head and her hair on and just make sure it looks okay all together. I could have done some laces for her boots, but I chickened out because I didn't want to mess with the white. And for her album cover, I don't know why this printed out so poorly, but we can tell what it is, I think. When I can find a higher quality picture on the internet and I can make it. Maybe it's my printer, I don't know. We might need some more ink, but it will do for now, and I can always update it later. So in between these two bottom floors, behind the door is where we are going to hide the TTPD room, the TTPD room, Tortured Poets Department. Doesn't roll off my tongue. Okay, now, because the color scheme for this, I know it's supposed to be grey, right? But mostly in her music clip, it's white. It is a white insane asylum, so like Bedlam. So we are going to make this like a white padded cell looking thing, and because there's not a lot of room, we're not going to put very much in it, so the walls are going to be important, and also these walls are going to need to attach to the rooms on either side. So I've got these bricks with holes in them so I can pop Technique pins in, and one's facing forwards so we can also attach the door build on, but have it the whole door being detachable, the whole part there. I'll show you as we go along. It'll become clear as we come along. And these pillar pieces will make a nice padded cell kind of idea. How fun is that? We're building a pattern cell. Yeah, so we'll line these all up along here, and then on the back we'll do kind of the same-ish, but we'll mix it up a bit by adding adding this piece here. I don't even know what you'd call it, but it just adds a really nice texture in it. Crisscross to the pattern cell. On the inside, smooth flooring. We need very, very smooth tiled flooring. And in the very center, let's get these all the way around the edges first though. So smooth white tiling. In the center, we're just going to have one jumper stud to put one thing in this room, which we'll do in just a second. Let's get the other walls up. On this side, we're going to need some forward-facing studs, some, snot bricks or studs not on top facing forwards to put the album cover in here, because every room gets the album in there. Okay. Before we actually get into the middle of the room, let's just connect all these up, and we're putting these bits on the top. All right, okay, so, to attach the door, I'm going to put these Technic pins that have the little bit poking out the front of them. That's the technical term for these, because that's what we're going to use in a moment. So for the inside, just one single thing in there. We're going to use this image from the Eras Tour set, the typewriter and the table. White table, black typewriter. Okay, so I don't actually remember what set this black typewriter came out of. I think it is the A-frame cabin. I used it for my Wednesday buildings as well. On the paper, we need this. We need I Love You, It's Ruining My Life. And we'll put that on the paper. I can't make it quite that smaller, but I've got enough on there. That's all you need. And I like the fact that it's actually a little bit wonky. I didn't do that deliberately, but she's a little bit unhinged at the moment. Or is she unhinged, or is she just being gaslit? Yeah. Okay, all right. So, I Love You, It's Ruining My Life. Pop the table. I think I even managed to get the shape of the table too quite nicely. And this is it. This is all we're going to have right in the middle of our white blank padded cell. So fun. Okay, there we go. Nice. I mean, sometimes simple is best, and we don't have a lot of room in here. I do want to get that brick just lined up just a bit nicer. There we go. That looks really good. Okay, so we've got the Tortured Poets department room. Now we need a door to hide it behind. The front door from the Lover House. So what does this look like? Remind me. Yeah, okay. Actually, getting the peak at the top is going to be the hardest part, because it needs to actually sit up higher than the first level. Anywho, let's go. All right, so we've got a reddish door. I know it's got holes in the top, which isn't ideal, but this is all that I had. And at the moment, I'm going to put it on a grey front entryway, and on either side, there's actually grey striped siding, like front door siding, but I don't know quite how I'm going to achieve that with three bricks out. Let's just check to make sure I can actually attach this. Yeah, that'll line up quite nicely. We're going to have these open holes on the outside, so we're going to actually cover them by putting a Technic pin in on either side and a little 1x1 flat tile. There we go. All right. And so we want the flat stripes, the straight stripes, and I'm kind of breaking them up, and now it kind of looks like brickwork, which was not my intention. I could have used like kind of slattings with tile pieces, but you know what? I just wanted to keep this as flat as possible, and I think it's okay to have the idea of it, and I think it looks all right. It doesn't quite look like like striped siding. So hard to say. There's too many S's. I'm struggling with all of the S's. Okay, so, and on either side here, there are actually a couple of lamps, so we need the arch. So front door lights. Let's get these up to the right height. I actually have run out of these little tube black pieces because I used a whole heap of them for my bluey builds. Yeah, so we're going to do as many of them as I have, and then we're going to use a couple of these just near the top, the little tapering in ones, which is fine. They look okay. You use what you have. And then this bit here will help tie all that in. And then we need the lights on either side of the door. Nice and easy. Yeah, two of these matching will look, actually, even ratio-wise, they go quite nicely with how it should look. All right. Okay. All right. So we need a peak on the top, which also needs to sit a little bit higher than that first level, but it also needs to not obscure the second level. So let's see if I can get the ratio of this to look Okay, so that's the first layer. Then the next layer, we'll just pop these on the front and then take them up to a peaky point with our little cheese slice pieces, black cheese slices, and then just kind of fill out the back here so that it doesn't look too unfinished. And that looks good. I think that's going to look, yeah. So, all right, so this plugs in now, so you can actually detach that. Oops, that's not supposed to come out, but it doesn't matter if it comes out. You can just poke it back in. Okay, all right, so that attaches very nicely, and it's also easy to detach. Now, in front of the door, we're going to put this snow globe, which is, you know, really, the whole house is in the snow globe. So I want to put a snow globe in here. And I actually have a snow globe, which is a Christmas themed one, which is like a little gingerbread house. And I could just kind of use this and it would give you the idea of that snow globe. But I'm going to be just a little bit trickier because this gave me the idea, this one from the Arendelle, one of the Frozen sets, to actually print off a picture of the Lover House and put it on a little see-through minifigure headpiece and then put the globe bit around it. And then that will be a better shape of a snow globe, and it's also then personalized for the Lover House. And I don't know what it's quite going to look like when we put this over the top. So let's have a look. That's pretty, it's a little bit stark. So as in like you really need like those dark trees on either side, which I might add them later on, but it will do for our start for now. And we're going to just pop this at the front door. So I love having this as our tiny little iconography of the Lover House. And the symbolism of it, having it in the snow globe and everything. So good. All right, so we have got this. Let's put this on either side. I need to restructure the other rooms so they've got little holes for Technique pins so we can attach all of these. But I'll do all that later on. This lamp, if I'm going to put the next level on, that lamp actually sits a bit high, so I'm going to need to attach that lamp to the underneath of the red room, but I'll do all that later. But that's what it looks like currently. It looks so good. I'm really, really, really thrilled with how this has turned out. All right, next room up, because I've decided we're going to go from the bottom up, is going to be the folklore room. So make sure you've got the little notification bell clicked, and look at this. You just never know what's happening inside a house behind closed doors. Who knew? First up, obviously, like we have done for each of the rooms before, we are making an outfit, the Eras Tour outfit from this, from the Folklore album. And she's obviously got a multitude of different choices here, but the overarching theme in this, even though they're different colors and they're different styles, they're really romantical, they're really flowy. Big, long, voluminous sleeves, and we're going to go with the purple version here because obviously it's become an iconic look. If you look at it, you know exactly what album we're representing today. So we have got a purple, we have got here a purple skirt. I don't even know what accents I'm falling into. So this is the skirt I started with. I've erased the print from off this gorgeous Rapunzel skirt, and that leaves me with a blank canvas so that I can paint just like little kind of squooshes, like dotty kind of bloopers to make that V-shaped lacework that's on her skirt. Now, to make her top, I have ventured into a new sculpting medium that I've never used before, epoxy sculpt. I got it on Amazon here in Australia. It was really expensive. I think it's less expensive in other countries, but it's a 2-part epoxy which dries without needing heat. So you mix the 2 parts together and then you obviously sculpt them, leave them to dry for 24 hours, and then you can paint over them. This is my very first time using this. I've read a little bit about it on the internet. So this is how this worked out. I think it actually worked out really well. And I desperately wanted those flowy sleeves, and that's not something I could achieve with material, which seems ironic because material flows, right? But the smaller you get, like when you're working on miniatures, the material just doesn't fall the way it does on a human-sized body. So I've created the idea of the flow with this now very firm. It's strong. So this is completely bonded now. It's bonded to the mini doll where I've stuck it on. Obviously, that's what bonding is. But also, I've made sure I haven't gone over the arms so that you can still move them around, even though the sleeves are going to go up with her. It's going to look really weird, but that's fine. And the frill looks okay too. The frill actually looks really nice. It added some nice dimension and texture. And yeah, so now when we paint it, it looks really great. The only problem is now that I'm at macro putting this under my camera and my studio lights, the colors of the top and the skirt do not match, and I'm a little bit broken by that, but I'm fine. I'm fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. I mean, some of the Lego stuff doesn't match very well with their colors So, yeah. But, oh, and I missed I think I knocked that off when I was trying the other hair on. So I need to do a little bit more painting, obviously, but it looks amazing. I think it looks so good. Obviously, now what I have created is not a mini doll that's going to be terribly playable, though she is still completely posable. But with the added sculpture stuff, it's a sculpture now. She's a work of art. If I do say so myself. And I've printed out the album cover to go in the room. Normally the mini doll would be able to hold it, but because I have painted over her hands, that's not going to be happening now. So that's okay. There are limitations. All right, so for the room, this is a picture from the music clip, the music video. It's kind of purple, right? So because I've chosen to do the purple dress and there's a purple hue in the video, I'm using artistic license and I'm 100% running with it. So we've got a white swirly spiral staircase and we've got purple dappledy light walls. The flooring is white wood. That was tricky to say. I got there. I feel as though my flooring could do with some texture here, but I'm not going to because the walls are going to be like completely and utterly textured. So the floor can be nice and plain. We need a little stud in the middle here to attach our spiral staircase to. Apart from that, we're just putting white. We are tiling the floor. No, wait, it's not tiles, it's wood. No, okay, so we need our spiral staircase. So to create this nice and simple, because it's a very small space, we need a rod and we need something to stick it to the floor, and we need it to be the height of the room, and then we need a whole heap of little steps. So to clip them onto the rod, we have a clip, and then we have a little smooth tile, and then I'm just putting a stud underneath. I'm making this as simple as is humanly possible. It may not look... Oh, hold on, that's sitting way too high. Maybe if I add another stud to it under here, that's still sitting a little bit high. I think I might have to do a little bit of adjusting, but I'm not going to just at the moment because once we put the rest of these stairs on, I don't think the bottom will be so glaringly obviously sitting up above. It's suspended. It's counter-levered, right? Cantilevered, yeah. Okay, so we are going around and up and, oh, you know what I just thought of? If I was really clever, and I don't know that I am, I should put a hole in the floor so we can actually go up to the next level. Oh, and I would have needed to do that in the attic too for the next room. Yeah, I'm not doing that, so scrap that plan. So let's get trying so hard to get these evenly spaced, and then how far does the spiral staircase really go around before it starts looking weird in the space? How far should I space these out? Okay, prepare for the next 5 minutes for me to just be fiddling with the, like, making minute changes on the stairs. I'm wondering if I should, no. I'm just going to leave them alone for now, and we're going to start adding walls. So take it out, we'll pop it back in and see what it looks like when the walls are in. So I've used washi tape with little speckles, so purple with whitish speckles on it to make that dappled kind of look. It looks really actually cuter than I intended. Probably needed more of a wash, but yeah, we work with what we've got. We've got a door on one side here, and on this side of the wall, I'm just going to put a little forward-facing stud so we can pop the album cover in here as an ornament. It looks like a picture this way. It looks fantastic. There's not a lot in this room. It's really just the staircase and a couple of lights, wall lights on either side of the doors. So let's put the wall light over here. I've put it in lower than it looks like it probably should be, but because I'm creating an up one, it's going to look not too weird this slow. Trust me! Trust the process! We'll just find out at the end, see how it looks. See, that looks fine. It looks good. That looks good. All right, on the other side, we need another door. Now, these doors are actually lining up with the ones on the rooms on either side. You're going to have them both kind of open at the same time. I don't know whether they're going to be able to open inwards with the spiral staircase, but that's not the point. It really is not the point. They're just really there for aesthetics. Those doors are never getting opened. Another wall light on this side matching the other one. More little speckledy wall pieces going up. And then I think hold on, backfill this one here. I didn't bother putting any washi tape on that one because you kind of can't see it. And then when we've got our staircase in, that looks really good. I'm going to just fiddle with the staircase just a little bit more. Just a little bit of adjustments. I think, because I feel like maybe they should meet, I don't know. It looks good from above. No, that's good. I'm just going to, Yeah, I need to move it over a little bit, otherwise it bumps into my picture. There we go. The picture solved my dilemma for me. It has to be in a certain place anyway. So this bottom one, we want it just to be straight facing the front. Back one's facing the back at the top. Good. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. Okay, last layer on the top here. We've got our bricks, and then we just line it with our tiles and then some jumper studs, so we'll be able to add the next room up with it, which is going to be what? What's the next room up? The next room is the Evermore room. And that's it. We are done! Evermore's next. Oh, that outfit's going to be fun. That room's going to be fun too. Let's try out this spiral staircase though. Up we go. There, see, look, it works fine. It's cozy. I should have put a little jumper stud on the floor so I can actually attach my mini doll. I might go back and do that. But let's have a look at what this looks like in situ. So this goes on top of our TTPD room and sits beautifully here. And then when we bring in I'm really thrilled by the ratio of the house, how it's worked out, especially as I've done it room by room and I didn't plan it all before we popped it in. It's worked out very nicely. Yeah, the ratio is good. How good does that look? Very pleased. I'm very, very pleased. I'm clapping silently so that it doesn't really overwhelm the microphone, but that's so cool. All right. And for Evermore, this fantastic witchy, like ethereal look with all the fairy tale is fantastic. So this is absolutely iconic. I know she's got a new dress now, but you see this, you know exactly what we're looking at, right? So we need this mustardy peasant style dress, very cottagecore, fantastic. And it's kind of, I think it's got little gold witch sheaves on it, embroidered all around it. So I had a go at making this. I actually found this harder than I probably should have. I feel like it's a little bit messy, but that's okay, because the whole point is, if you look at this outfit, it should hopefully be instantly recognizable. And I think I've achieved that. But the bit that I'm saddest about is that I couldn't get the little frill around her bodice right. And I think it's because I put it down a bit too low. I put it at her waistline. It is a high-waisted frill. But anyway, you can look at this and recognize it for what it's supposed to be, right? Right? Tell me you can. I think it's good. I color matched pretty well. The little gold bits are really pretty. And obviously, we need a head and we need a hair. So let's try this. Let's try this out. So this is the old style Stephanie head, face print, which I've put extra eyeliner and her iconic red lipstick onto. So I think that looks pretty good. But we do need her green velvet cloak. Oh, I love a cloak. They're so romantic and swooshy. Like if you put a cloak on, you can just swoosh around. Anyway, I made a cloak in a previous video when I was demonstrating how I make my custom skirts and capes for mini dolls and minifigures. So check that out. There's just a little bit of footage from there. So I took this one that I made and I painted it green because I couldn't actually find a green material that would work for this. So I just painted the black one I made green and it works out okay. It's a little bit shiny, but velvet's shiny, so I think we get away with it. So now she has got her cloak, and because we'll put her hair on at the moment because it's obviously got a hood, but she takes the hood off and flips it over the back. But when she's got the hood up, we can use this piece which came on the Wicked Witch in the Snow White set, and we can put this on. I painted this dark green already and with added cat hair like everything else in my house, and she's fallen over. Sorry, cats will do that. She loves cats. She's fine with some more extra cat hair. It just adds to it. Okay, and I know she doesn't hold the glowing balls that her backup dancers have, but I thought that I would give her one anyway because it just adds to all the witchy etherealness of this. It's the whole... I absolutely love this segment of the show. I think it's just so visually, aesthetically gorgeous. So I have this piece here, which is obviously not the right color. We need it to be kind of glowing orange, but just FYI, you can put these on mini dolls' heads. You shouldn't, but you can. I mean, they look a bit whacked, but it depends what look you're going for. So I think I'm just really sad we don't have a translucent orange version of this ball, but we're going to just make this opalescent version work for now, and maybe for the final reveal when we do the whole house and put it together, I might light it up orange. I'll see if I can do that. That would be really fun. So we've got our outfit. We're going to be putting the Evermore room up on top of this, which is kind of like a walk-in robe. Oh, I forgot to give her album cover. So every room gets as a picture in it the cover of her album for that particular room, and as she updates each of her albums albums to be Taylor's version, I'm updating the albums as well, the pictures in each of the rooms. So we've got this one ready to go. Now we can start on the room itself. So it's only got a little tiny footprint. This is it here. It has the ladder which goes, it like takes her up into the loft, into the attic, and I didn't actually leave any holes in the floor, so it's all just, they're all just there for show, but we've got a whole rack of yellowy orange outfits at the back, and the rest is kind of, yeah, nondescript clutter. So I can do that. I'm going to clutter. I don't know that we're going to have really a lot of room. So brown flooring, and in the image we've got dark brown wood flooring, so we can do that. I'm just making sure I leave little spaces so that we can actually put a few things on this floor, including the ladder, which is supposed to be attached at the top, but in this case we're going to be attaching it at the bottom. So down here is where the ladder is going to be going up. And yeah, I think that's good. And this is going to attach. Yeah, we'll do the ladder in a minute because otherwise it's just going to obscure everything. Over here on the side, a little bookcasey kind of thing. No, like a little shelf kind of thing with random things, probably shoes, hats, purses. I don't know. What's in there? Who knows? We can't really tell from the picture, so we're just making it up. Unfortunately, with this design that I have, in those little shelves, you can't put anything in it. But on the top, you've got a little box of something random. And then on the side, we've got a round container of some description. Right, okay, so random stuff. Over here at the back, this is important. So we've got a big rack of yellow outfits, of yellow clothes. So I've found all my yellow and goldeny and orangey kind of accessories and capes and stuff. So just getting really a lot of fun to put this together. So this is going to be one hangy thing here. You need to get the little studs to go into those hooks that have got the holes in them so you can stick the sticks up into it. So there's one. Using this cape here because it's nice and satiny, you won't see the weird bottom once we hang it up. So put the cape around the little sticks, and then we can hang it up, and then it's just going to look like, yeah, if we can just, these are going to be really, really squished in so that we can get as much in the back here, because there are a lot of dresses on that rack. So I've got this actual dress here now. I think this is something that Taylor would be happy to wear. Don't tell her that we stole it from Belle. So this is up here on the back hanger, and I'm just going to try and angle it so that we get some nice different dimensions and textures and looks and stuff back here. Nice, and I think we've got room for two more. So we are going to see how much we can squish on here. So a little short yellow cape. I just like the fact that we're having different shapes and like heights and lengths and stuff. It just makes it look really interesting rather than just having a whole heap of structured bricks. We get, it's a different look. This is much more visually interesting like this. Okay, so we've got this one, and then we've got this really light yellow little cape, which was, if you have it on the other side, it's like an ermine overlay for one of, I can't remember, I think it was for one of the Disney minifigures, but it looks really nice when we put it just with the light yellow side facing forwards, and we pop this on the clip. And then I think we have got as much as we can possibly fit on here, and I think it looks really great. This is perfect. This has worked out really nicely. Now we've got to put it on the wall, so we've got this brick with a stud in it facing forwards, the open stud, and then we need to get it at the right height. Now the walls in this room are just simply white, so we are going to whitey McWhite up this room as hard as we can, leaving the back with that little hollow, which means we can fit more things in. I think it needs to be up. Yeah, I want to make this up another brick higher, I think. There, that looks really great. And then on the other side, I'm going to have a brick with a forward-facing stud, stud's not on top, forward-facing this way, well, inward-facing, but I can't quite get it to sit in there. It doesn't really matter. It's there for visuals. It's actually secure on the other side, so it doesn't matter that we're not getting that rod quite into the hole. I'm going to keep telling myself that because it's really bugging me, but nah. So, ladder over here. We want this to sit at a height where it actually reaches up to the ceiling of the next level. So I'm going to attach it like this. And this also kind of gives the idea that it's pulled down from the top because the bottom is less substantial than the top. Does that make any sense? Kind of. Oh, I don't know. I think I might be reaching, but that's fine. Okay, and now we just need to basically make all the walls white and make sure I remember to put in a place to hang up the album cover, because I keep forgetting to do that. I don't know why I keep forgetting. They look so good in the room, adding the... Oh, hold on. We need that to be one brick higher, I think. Let's grab this album cover, pop it on the wall. Look at that. Doesn't that just make that wall look so good? I love it. Okay. There should really be a little basket down there at the base of where the ladder is, because that's quite prominent in the video clip, but I just can't fit it in. I just cannot figure out how I would fit this in. I also need some holes at the bottom because I'm going to need to start thinking about attaching all these rooms together to make one big substantial house rather than just lots of individual rooms. So I'm going to have to do little minor modifications. So I'm already doing these with the new ones so that I know that I'm going to be putting little Technic pins in here. They're going to line up on the rooms on either side. Nice. Okay, backfilling the holes that I have left over at the top, and then we're just going to put smooth tiles all the way along the top because this top piece is not going to need to attach to anything because the attic is attaching to the pink and the blue room on either side, I think. Okay, all right, nice simple little room, but such a great pop of colour. You know I love yellow, so this just room brings me so much glee and joy. So we'll pop our little... I need to make a display for all of my custom Tay-Tay outfits because I can only have one with the head on at the time. Well, two, because I have the other head with the polymer clay hair that I made as well. But all the rest, they're just outfits. So I'm going to have to think on that as well. So many thoughts. But let's get this room just... We're not going to install it properly on the top. I'm just going to pop it on the top of this middle section so you can see that it does fit. It's going to be at the right height because I want a big reveal when we put all of these rooms together. And I'm going to do it with Millie, I think, because I made this for her. So she hasn't seen all of these. So it's going to be very, very exciting. And we're so close now because all we have left is Midnights, which incidentally is Millie's favourite album. She loves the outfit. So I need to make sure that I nail that on the mini doll. And Midnights is going to be the roof line. So that shouldn't be too hard, right? This has been such a journey. Oh my goodness. We did the Evermore room last, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, but do you know we actually started this in September last year? So this has taken some time, but I say anything that is worth doing well and taking your time with it. So, and I have got it just the way I want it to be. So for each room, I have also made an Eras Tour outfit to go with it. So today it is Midnight's time. It's Millie's absolute favourite album. So this is going to be the roof line, and her outfits for the Eras Tour are just... Yeah, they're just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So all of them are bodysuits in black, purpley, blue, shiny, glittery. And she's got a garter on as well. And she's got high boots, her Louboutin boots with the red soles all the way through. So same outfit all the way through, but slight variations. So to make this in mini doll form, I started off by painting and glittering a skirt piece, because I thought, you know what, she's got the bodysuit and she's got the little like spanglies, the dangly spanglies down the bottom. What's the word for that? Fringing! Yeah, so fringing. And I even painted a little rim of red down the bottom to show the red soles of her shoes, because that is pretty iconic. So painting and glittering up the body, like the body part on the top, nice and easy. They all seem to have the same sweetheart neckline shape, straps over the top. I think I got the colour scheme pretty good. Is that English? I don't think it's English. Because I mixed black, purple and blue glitter all together and then stuck it on. So it looks really nice. So I was quite happy with this. So popped her head on, popped her hair on and went, you know what? This works for the Midnight's outfit. You look at this, even though we know I don't have all the design on it that she has in all her different outfits, but it's most definitely recognisable as it is. But Millie walked in and went, yeah, no, she's got to have a bodysuit. So, challenge. So this is the previous bodysuit that I made. It looks, the crotch is a little droopy, okay? But that's where the crotch line is for a mini doll. However, I had done a little bit of butchering of one of my mini doll leg pieces and actually made the legs longer by cutting further up, and wondering how far up I could cut without actually going into the hinge line, without compromising the hinge line. So it is a little bit higher on this new one that I've painted, and I painted some dangly spangly fringing on this one too, and Millie is proven correct because this looks so much better than the skirt piece. The skirt piece was a little bit of cop-out, but you know, it would have worked in a pinch, but because it's always fun to have a challenge and to push myself past what I thought was humanly possible for a mini doll, was Legally possible for a mini doll. So yeah, I think that, the bodysuit actually looks a lot better when the legs are cut a little bit further up, and there's still plenty of room there underneath the hinge, so I want to redesign the mini doll a little bit. Anyway, all right, so we need our album cover as well for this, but where are we going to put an album cover on the roof? Because I've been putting them in each of the rooms. Maybe I could put it in the attic as well. Maybe that would be cool fun. I don't know, we'll decide when we get there. So here we go. We have got, just trying to attach it to her hand properly and not scrape off parts of her outfit while we're going. We have got our album cover. We have got our mini doll version of her outfit, and I'm so stoked by that. It looks so good. So, okay, so the roof line needs to, look, it's not just a roof line. We also need to do a little bit of modification to the blue room and the pink room because, let's put the attic in as well, because the roof line actually starts on the corners of the blue and the pink. So we need to fill in the back of these two rooms too. So we need to make a proper triangle-y kind of angle thing. So I've pre-made this. So this one's going to be a nice smooth slope for our roof line on one side, and I did this one on this side too. And I didn't have light blue for those slopey pieces on the top, but I thought dark blue would work fine because it's kind of like it's in shadow. And then over here on this side, we're going to have hinges on either side of here. So this is just filling out the empty space, and then we pop our hinging on here, and that looks wrong. Oh, it looks wrong because I put it around the wrong way. That would be it. I'm so directionally challenged. I don't know how I even get around in life. So let's put these so that they're actually going to bend the right way. That's better. And I have pre-made these roof pieces because, yeah, they're not really very interesting to watch being built. Putting black plates on black plates. So fun, right? But along the front, I've put some outward facing studs so that I can smooth it along the front with some nice tiles. So let's do that. And that'll give you a nice smooth frontage on the roof, and then we should just be able to shove this on, and everything, because I've pre-planned this, everything should fit nicely. Hold on, have I done something wrong with the hinges again? Let me figure it out. Oh no, that one needs to go all the way out to the front. Yeah, that's better. That's where it's gonna fit. Oh my gosh, the memory of a goldfish. There we go. So that sits so beautifully on the slope. Look at that. It's a masterpiece of engineering. I'm impressed with myself. Hopefully they'll meet in the middle. And on this side, obviously, we just got to do the same thing. We could just entirely mirror image this, but I didn't have exactly the right pieces to mirror image it, so I've just kind of cobbled together the plates that I have. And there we go. Look at that, we've got a roof line. It does fit in the middle, right? Does it meet in the middle? If I were really cool, I'd be able to put like a bit in the middle of the middle, but I'm not going to be that cool. They're just going to kind of touch. Okay, so it's currently black. Let's put the album cover. We could put it in the attic. We could kind of hang it off the front too, or we can just pop it up here. No, that looks really ridiculous from the front. So we could put it there. That would be fun, but it doesn't look very realistic. So we can just pop it on a flatter part of the roof up here. That looks good. There we go. So you and I will know this is up here. But we also need to put all of the sparkles on here. We're going to do it with these iridescent-y pieces, these little quarter pie tile pieces. And I've got them in dark blue, so midnight blue. And I've also got these lighter blue ones, which are also pearlescent and shiny, but I think they might be too bright for up on the top. So I'm just going to start by putting on dark blue and these kind of blacky, like these smoky ones which have also got the pearlescent-y, iridescent-y, shiny, pretty cover. So I think we might just, if I have enough pieces, we'll just stick with these two colors, and we're going to put them like little bits of broken glass up here on the roofing. It's not really, so it's just supposed to be looking like faceting, like shiny sparkles, my favorite thing. So I'll pop them on just kind of randomly, but trying not to put too much of the same in one place. And yeah, that looks good for one side, and then I can do the other side, and then if I have some left over I can go back and I can backfill any spaces that I think might need some more. But sometimes less is more. Maybe I don't want to fill them completely. We'll find out. We'll just have a look. So that looks all right. That looks so pretty, and you kind of can't see it from the front. It's only when you turn it to the side and you get a little bit of an idea of the glitter that's up there. So we have got our Midnight's roof done, and technically we have finished our Lava House build, but am I going to put it together today? We are going to unveil my Lego Lava House today. It has taken me a year to put this together room by room, not because it was hard, but because I'm slow. No, creativity takes time. So yeah, almost a full year, and we've got each of the rooms ready to go. And I also made, if you've been watching, I made an outfit for each of the eras, for the eras tour, to go with each of the albums for each of the rooms. There's a lot of eaches. So there's so much that has gone into this for today. This is it. We are going to put it together. So here we go. This kind of feels very like ceremonial. I feel like we need a key to the city or something. So we have got the purple room for the Speak Now album. So this was the very first one I put together, and actually did the outfit first and painted the guitar first, and then decided that I was going to need to make the Lover House, and went on a year-long journey. So, okay, we have got our Speak Now room. Next to that, so it's one of the little skinny rooms in the middle, we've got a room that wasn't in the original Lover House because she released this album after the Lover album came out. So this is the TTPD, the Tortured Poets Department. It's supposed to look like a padded cell, you know, like an insane asylum. And we've got the outfit for this. I really did have to hurry to get this done, just in case. I mean, the whole Lover House, just in case Taylor Swift decided to release another album, and then I'd have to find out how I could fit that in the Lover House. I don't know how. I think we are at max now. So to connect them all together, I've decided to use one pin and one of the little plug pin things, because it's easier to put together, but it's also quite secure. So, and the TTPD room is going to go behind the front door. And the next room is the green room for the debut, how do you pronounce that in English? The debut album. And I really enjoyed making this one. I enjoyed making the outfit. I really, really loved painting the piano for her surprise songs. This one was so much fun. I actually kind of ran out of, I didn't make all the guitars. Maybe I need to go back and make some more of her different guitars. But anyway, we must get this house finished. We can make more outfits in the future. Oh gosh. All right, so this little plug goes over here. And yeah, good. Okay, so this is the bottom floor. This is now really, really nice and secure, just on its own merits. So for the next floor, these ones can all still sit loose and they can just plug in from the bottom. So the middle room up here, which is light purple now, I know it's supposed to be grey for folklore, but in the actual music video, it is like dappled in purple. And because our outfit for this, for the Eras tour, if the version that I've made of it is also purple, I just think it works really nicely. So that's for folklore. So we've got our little mini room in the middle with the spiral staircase. Each of these rooms have got an album cover in them too, and I'm updating the album cover as she does each new, like Taylor's version albums. I'm updating them in the rooms. So this one is the yellow room for Fearless. I love this. I love the fact that we can actually attach her to the roof. I've learned so much actually putting this one together. It was a really, really fun challenge to be able to put the roof on and learning how to do hinges and build upside down and stuff. So next room above the Speak Now one is the red room. I love the Art Deco styles. This whole house is so gorgeous. We need to put in the lamp for the Speak Now room, which is attached to the floor of the red room. So we're now getting all these details in. It's very exciting. All coming together, but it's also all designed to be able to be pulled apart room by room as well. But it does need to be structurally, substantially sound. That was a lot of S's. So that I can pick this up and take it places and transport it and display it. So we've got her outfit here. I had so many t-shirt choices I could have done with this too. I also made another top. I need to display the mini dolls, my custom mini dolls for this in their special display too. I haven't figured out how to do that. So this is what it's like at the moment. Oh gosh, that was loud. Okay, yeah, so nice and structural. I can pick it up and shake it. So the next floor, I'll put these three rooms all together. I'll plug them together as well as on by the base. So this is one of my favorite rooms that I made, the blue room for 1989. And it has the only non-Lego component in it with the big bowl, the big glass bowl in it, which it's just so perfectly sized for it. Love everything about this room. Turned out so well. In between the little skinny room here, got the closet, like the walk-in closet. I actually have changed up the front of this so that rather than it being white at the front, it's got brown woodwork happening along the front, which looks more like it does in the actual music video. So the white just looked a bit stark. So I've changed that up a little bit, and then love this outfit too. I just love the whole witchy vibes of Evermore. It's just so fantastic. I really wish I could do all those big, the nighttime pine tree kind of look with all the glowing lights. That would be a scene to build, right? Oh my gosh, I've got so many things I want to do, but just not enough time. So same site kind of plug system as I've done down the bottom. Nice and easy, very, very structurally sound, works a treat. For the pink room, for her lover room, the namesake for this actual whole house, This one was really sweet to do. This one was... Oh, I forgot to actually make an album for this room. So we're going to take this painting out and going to put the little album cover for Lover in on the back on the wall. How pretty is that? It matches so beautifully. They look so pretty. I love the fact that we have an album cover for each room and an outfit and a guitar for a lot of them, an instrument for a lot of them. I really did fall down on the guitar making. I need to go back. I don't know how to make the one like the guitar with the chunk out of it though. That would be tricky. Worth trying though. Okay, so this one's going to plug in over here, the Lover room. I've done just like slight adaptations to these rooms. Obviously I've popped extra little bricks down the bottom so that we can pop the plugs in, the bricks with holes in them. This is going to go on the top, and I need to put in the lamp for the red room. Oh, so retro. Absolutely love all the designs in here. So much fun setting myself a challenge to be able to emulate this style of furniture for each of the individual rooms. Okay, red room looks so good with our specialized lamp hanging from the roof. Got our chairs back in. Oh, that's not seated down quite properly. There we go. Look at that. That looks nice and structural. That looks as though it's not going to fall apart when I pick it up. I hope. Okay, popping the attic on now. So this fits nicely in between those two outside rooms and just kind of fits nicely onto the token jumper studs that I have. And this is for Reputation. This is a Reputation attic. There's a snake hiding in here if you know where to look, if you watch the build. This one was so fun. And lastly, but not least, because I'm sure she's going to release some more albums, and then what will we do? Maybe make a granny flat out the back. We've got the roof line for Midnights. So, and I've popped the album cover on this roof too, and we've got the outfit with a bodysuit. Oh my gosh. Okay, so much glitter. I've never used so much glitter in my life before. I've loved every minute of it. You can't have too much glitter. So, roof line goes on here. I know it fits because I did this before and it fitted. I don't know why it's not doing it now. Stop it. Do it right. Just shove it down a little harder. Ta-da! Little bit of, yeah, that worked. Just shove it. Okay, other side was, yeah, it saw what I did to the first side and it behaved so much better. Okay, and you guys told me I should put some little feet holders up on the top and have her sitting up on the roof line. I might do that. But we also have to obviously put the door in. So the door before, I had it on not quite as substantial a system to be able to plug it in. And because I want to be able to pick this up and not have the door fall off in transit as I'm moving it from one shelf to another, I've made it just a bit more substantial to be able to go on the front there, and the TTPD room is hiding behind there. And then lastly, we just need the snow globe on the very front, in front of the door. Put on the globe part. And there we go. We've done it after a whole year dragging this out room by room, outfit by outfit. We have finally got the finished Lego Lover house and I love it. But the question is, I actually made this for Millie, my daughter. Is she gonna love it? I mean, I don't know how she couldn't do it. I will show it to her. We'll have a big reveal in a video really soon. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this project. Tell me what you think should happen next. And check back in because there are surprises coming up soon. I will see you then. Bye.